victory, though, regardless, because you could see the home field advantage. It plays a huge role, especially if you play in the Big Ten or what we saw in South Bend last night, because the environment, it's electric. Marcus Freeman talked about it, Boog. We felt it just watching it through the screen. Kevin Jennings went through it as well with SMU. Your thoughts on what you saw specifically from Penn State taking down SMU?
Well, this was almost a carryover of the first half of the SMU Clemson game. Penn State was the much more physical team up front. Penn State on the line of scrimmage. And let's not forget, Kevin Jennings, the 2 pick sixes, those are tough to overcome. But once you get past that, it was the physicality of Penn State, running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage. It was an outstanding job by James Franklin and his team in a big game. You got to give James Franklin a lot of credit because we often talk about his performance in a big game. He had his team ready to play, and they controlled the tempo and the tenor of this game. And I think we saw the advantage that the College Football Playoff Committee wanted to give to the home team.
Yes.
And it was a home field advantage today, and it was a home field advantage last night for Notre Dame.
By the way, Penn State, their next big game, they face Boise State New Year's Eve. That is the Verbo Fiesta Bowl on ESPN, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That is December 31st. Penn State taking on Boise, which enjoyed the bye. As we get ready now, Texas can't enjoy that bye because they lost that thriller to Georgia. Oh, wow, that is the Minister of Culture, Matthew McConaughey, talking to Dabo.
I'll never forget the first time I saw him kill A Time to Kill, the movie with Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
That was my first introduction to Matthew McConaughey.
And you were impressed?
I was super impressed.
Yes. Well,
hadn't seen him in many movies lately, though.
We were very impressed with Texas in their first year in the SEC. 11 wins here, how they got here.
New year, new identity in the Southeastern Conference. We're ready to go.
Longhorn Nation, just the start.
Look at Morris, baby.
I'm ready.
And they are whooping up on the defending national champion. And Ewers now in a tremendous amount of discomfort as Arch Manning, the famous surname in the ballgame, now fires. Touchdown Texas with the 2-step. Arch Manning.
I think Arch is always ready to play. I thought he came and did a really nice job.
It's good to finally get back out on the field.
Touchdown, Georgia. It's all dogs in Austin so far. Stadium is unhinged.
This is about an offensive line that's getting whipped by Georgia's defensive front.
We have to learn and endure the losses. Get back to playing our brand, our style of football.
Texas can do no wrong today. Knock of the year. The Longhorns are headed to the SEC Championship.
We got one more to go. We got to keep going. SEC Championship, book them, boys. Let's go.
Overtime to decide the Southeastern Conference Championship. Touchdown, Georgia, SEC champions.
This one stings, but we get a chance to regroup here in a couple weeks and go compete for a national championship.
As we take a look at Texas and that offense here, Ewers has thrown a touchdown pass in 24 straight games, Boog, the longest active streak in the FBS. When you look at their red zone efficiency, though, there is some concern heading into this game. Why?
Yeah, no doubt, Kev. You talked about him throwing the football. The field condenses when you get out in the red zone because you got the end zone that's acting as that 12th defender. They've struggled down in the red zone, Kevin. Their ability to run the football in the red zone and throw it has been suspect, and some of that has to do with quarterback mobility because the quarterback run game, even though he's not a runner, he could still get you 3, 4, 5 yards. The ankle has been an issue. I just wonder, how healthy has he been? He got this big contraption on his ankle that's supposed to be state of the art. That means something is wrong with the ankle.
When it was 3rd and short, there were a couple times it felt like Georgia was sending the blitz in Atlanta, aware that he couldn't move. Would you start thinking about Arch Manning inside the red zone or 3rd and short and 4th and short?
I think you're going to see Arch regardless because now you want to add an element of quarterback run game to keep the defense off balance. Steve Sarkisian, understand, this is win and move on, lose, and go home. So you got to play your best players, especially if Quinn shows any signs that the ankle could be bothering him.
How early? Is this first or 2 drives if he doesn't look comfortable that you think about an Arch?
I think we see Arch in the first half, maybe not as a replacement, but a package, some zone read, some quarterback run. They got to be able to get some explosive plays on the offensive side of the football. Remember, Isaiah Bond, their do-it-all receiver, likely not to play. They're going to count on a true freshman, Ryan Wingo. He's a 5-star.
Yeah, special kid.
No doubt. How can you manufacture offense, though? But there's no question in my mind. We're going to see Arch Manning today in some form or some fashion.
And when you look at Texas, they've dealt with a ton of injuries at the start of the season. at running back. What do you think of their running back, their entire room here, led by Quintravion Wisner?
Wisner's been outstanding, Kev. The physicality of them controlling the line of scrimmage. Go back to the Texas A&M game and look how physical they were. Look how he ran the football. When they run the ball, Kev, they're tough to beat.
Yeah.
They are absolutely tough to beat. The only 2 losses they have were against Georgia, Kev. In those 2 losses combined, 60 yards rushing combined. If they don't run the football, they don't win. So if you're Clemson, you got to figure out somehow, how do you take Wisner away? How do you take away Arch Manning running the football? If you can do that for them, that's the blueprint for a Clemson team to go into Austin and get a win.
Wisner, a Texas kid coming back, and of course, loving the experience and stepping up when they had dealt with so many injuries. On the other side, with Texas's defense, I mean, they're the only team this season to not allow 350 or more yards in any game, Boog.
It's the best defense in the country. I think when you look at Texas' defense, think about everything that they replaced from last year.
Yeah.
Now they come back, the physicality up front, how they control the line of scrimmage. They're not going to give up the big play, which I think is the big factor in this game today. Can Clemson manufacture big plays down the field? Can they get some 10-plus yard runs, some 20-plus yard passes, some explosive plays? This defense is outstanding. It's kept them in a ton of games when the offense has been suspect. I think when their defense is on the field, if you're Dabo and you're Cade Klubnik, the Clemson quarterback, you got to figure out a way to get some chunk plays, because you're not going to drive the football 12, 15 plays down the field and get a touchdown.
Well, last time we saw Klubnik, 4 touchdown passes, no picks in that ACC championship win against SMU. So Klubnik, the explosive plays, big arm.
Yes.
But also his legs. I mean, he has 20 plays of at least 10 yards or more rushing. Do you need to see him basically QB keeper? That's the play call here?
He's got to be a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
It's really simple. How do you move the chains, Kev? Run the football. It doesn't matter whether it's Phil Maffa running the football, whether it's Cade Klubnik. He's got to be the playmaker that he was. And I'm sure you've heard this at this high school that's near this
Westlake,
game today.
yes.
Westlake. He's got to be the same playmaker he was on that high school field today on the 40 acres. I think he can do that.
Yeah, keep in mind, I mean, Klubnik was a star in Austin, and he decided to go to Clemson, not Texas, and he beat Ewers in the state high school championship game. He was fantastic in that one, and he's been fantastic late in the season.
And no doubt about it. And the maturation, think about where he was when they played Georgia the opening game. We said maybe the game is too big, but give Dabo a lot of credit because he stuck with him. He's gotten better and better throughout the season. He's been explosive. Go back to the ACC championship game against SMU. He was outstanding. Can he continue that today? More importantly, can he get off to a great start early? The key to a road team winning, and we haven't seen it in Notre Dame and Indiana. We didn't see it with SMU at Penn State. Can the road team get off to a fast start? That'll be key for Clemson.
For Clemson, there are many ups and downs. Are you buying stock in Dabo? There were a couple of times people were selling a lot of stock, but they are here in the playoff, and here's how they got here.
And the Yanks will grow for Clemson as they get hammered 34-3.
If you're a Clemson fan, you have to ask yourself, when are we going to change?
We got a long season ahead, and we still got a chance. There's not anything off the table for this team.
Everybody all in, everybody committed.
A great throw by Klubnik.
Dives, he's in! Touchdown!
This team is playing like a team that can compete not only in the playoffs, but for a national championship.
Louisville, for the first time in their program's history, win it over Clemson. Cade Klubnik, 50 yards! What a time to be alive!
Clemson's defense is an elite level defense.
It's intercepted! Another sack! Taken down from behind. Klubnik buys some time. Knight picked it up!
South Carolina, for the second time in a row, will come to Clemson and win.
It's a missed opportunity. Whatever God's got for us, he's got for us.
A stunner at Syracuse.
Hey, Dabo Swinney, congrats. I got you in, baby.
And Randall bringing the kickoff back. It'll be a 56-yarder. That one is good! At the buzzer! Clemson wins the ACC.
What a thrilling finish in Charlotte. Hope Fran Brown got a nice, care package this holiday season as Dabo all smiles and earning their way into the playoff. As you take a look at Clemson, 129 explosive plays this season on the offensive side. The rushing attack specifically, Phil Maffa, he loves the physicality, averaging 3 yards after contact per rush.
No doubt. And if you're Clemson and you're Dabo, you got to get the run game started early. Anytime you're facing an opponent that's better than you, Kev, you want to shrink the game. How do you do that? Run the football, keep the clock moving, Phil Maffa, an experienced player, veteran guy, been at Clemson a while. He understands how to play in big games. He's done it a lot. The offensive line, Cade Klubnik on the zone read, Phil Maffa running the football. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of that earlier. Then they're going to try to play action fake here, throw it over the top to Antonio Williams, see if we can get a big play.
And speaking of Antonio Williams, too, by the way, Texas' secondary, you mentioned best defense in the country. Their secondary is outstanding, led by Andrew Makuba.
No doubt about it. If you think about Makuba, if you want to know anything about him, go back to the SEC championship game and the lick that he put on Gunnar Stockton.
I don't know how Stockton got up.
Neither does Gunnar Stockton, by the way. The physicality that he plays against. But Antonio Williams, he's going to have to make some big plays down the field. We talk about those chunk plays, those explosive plays. There's going to have to be some 20, 30, 40-yard plus passes that they're going to have to make against a Texas defense, Kev, that I said is the best defense in America. And they're led Anthony Hill Jr., Colin Simmons, two of the best players in America. Simmons is a freshman. Watch number 11. He will make impact plays all over the field today.
Jahdae Barron also fantastic in that secondary. By the way, Makuba spent 3 years at Clemson, decided to come to Texas, and now getting the chance to face his former team. And you mentioned Makuba's physicality. Clemson's physicality really stood out and was the difference against SMU that we just saw a couple weeks ago. Taylor McGregor standing by with Dabo.
Thank you. Coach, you've been in these playoff games before. What are you preaching to your team in this time leading up to kick?
Yeah, just, keep your routine the same. I mean, I think a lot of times you get in these games and you feel like you got to do something different. And it really comes down to just doing the little things well, doing just routine stuff and having a preparation process that you believe in, and it creates confidence. And so that's really it. I mean, same things that won those other 10 games will win this one.
What about the explosive plays for your offense? What will be the key against this Texas defense?
Yeah, I mean, they're a tough, stout group. I mean, you look at their stats. Nobody runs it on them. Nobody throws it on them. So you're like, okay, it's going to be a long day, right? You got to find a way to be efficient somehow, get a little bit of something going in the run game. Cade's going to have to make some plays. And then they force you to put drives together. They're a defense that can get pressure with their front four, and so they can play a lot of coverage. So you got to put drives together. You got to make the plays that are there, yards after the catch, break a tackle, and then you got to find a way to create an explosive, when you get those opportunities. So they don't give you many. They haven't given up many plays over 16 yards. So when those opportunities come, you got to take advantage of them.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
That's Dabo with Taylor McGregor. Dabo's team is 13.5-point underdogs. What do you think his message is pregame in the locker room?
Well, Kev, I don't have to think. I can tell you. It's what every coach wishes for this. You're going to close the doors. Hey, man, nobody outside of this room believes in us.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks we can get it done. Us and Tyler from Spartanburg. Those are the only people in America.
Sometimes Tyler's not sure.
And Tyler's iffy. Those are the only people that think we can get it done. Hey, when it gets tough out there, let's stick together. Mm-hmm. And when it's over, we'll lock arms and we'll sing our alma mater on the way out of here. Let's lock up, let's pray, and let's go.
Yeah.
That's what the coaches say on the road, Kev. It's a galvanizing atmosphere when you're on the road and you know that everybody around you, it's against you. It either breaks you or it galvanizes you. We'll see what it does for Clemson.
We are less than 20 minutes away from kick. Cannot wait for this game in Austin. Now, we have a nightcap, of course, in Columbus. And Boog was very complimentary of that Texas defense. Ohio State's defense coming in #1 in the FBS in yards per game and touchdowns allowed. Also, the bad taste in their mouth over the last 3 weeks after that loss to Michigan. Now they welcome Tennessee tonight, prime time on ESPN and ABC.
And Ohio State's defense stands tall. They'll take over.
They run everything at a high level. They're fundamentally sound from top to bottom.
It's tough to create a bunch of space to win consistently. You have to be able to run the football in this game.
Sampson off the ground. Touchdown. He breaks the score record.
They obviously have a really good running back, C player of the year. They're very well balanced and they can hit you in a lot of different angles.
They fly to the ball, don't let up too many yards. Their core is very good.
They're really talented, but as long as we're tied into our rules and our principles, it'll be tough to stop.
Make sure you run back and get lined up because they're going to go fast.
They're very strong. They're built inside out. We have to make sure we're playing really good situational football. And it starts with getting that first win against Tennessee.
Well, perception-wise, everybody thinks Tennessee is a passing team that goes with a deep ball, but really, Dylan Sampson is the SEC Offensive Player of the Year, the running back, and Ohio State's front four will be tested today.
It's going to be big boy football, Kev. If you think that Tennessee is a passing football team and you're Ohio State, it's going to be a long night for you because Josh Heupel and Tennessee, they want to run the football, and after what we saw from this Ohio State defense against Michigan, they have something to prove today against Tennessee.
What do you need to see from Nico Iamaleava, especially in this environment?
He's going to get 3 to 5 passes, Kev, 30 to 40 yards down the field.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have an opportunity for a big play and a touchdown. He's got to hit him.
Yeah.
He's got to hit him. It's really simple as that because this offense is set up to make you bring the safety downs. Caleb Downs is going to walk down. He's going to get nervous. He's going to get greedy. He's going to walk down, and at some point he's got to throw it over his head. Can he hit those? When they've played well, he's hit those big plays. When they haven't, he's been a little bit inaccurate.
If he does hit a couple of them, the shoe will get really quiet. And considering what we saw 3 weeks ago against Michigan, ton of pressure on Ryan Day and the Buckeyes here. And the Buckeyes offensive line specifically.
Yes.
They had trouble.
Yeah.
And Chip Kelly and the play calling had a lot of trouble going into the strength of Michigan. Well, that's Tennessee's strength as well, led by James Pierce in that front four.
No doubt. So if I know it's a strength and you know it's a strength, let's go against their weakness. Let's throw the football to maybe our best position group on the field. When we look at Tate, Smith, Egbuka, throw the football down the field. And so if you're Ohio State and you're Ryan Day and you're Chip Kelly, let's not try the same game plan. Don't run the football against this defensive line that's arguably the deepest in America. Throw the football to your best player, even though he's a freshman, in Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith leading all the FBS when it comes to freshmen with 934 receiving yards. The pressure on Will Howard, though, you're going to see it. He's going to see it from these guys.
No doubt, the defensive line, James Pierce Jr., Kevin, they are 9, 10 deep, and they all play at the same level. And I think if you're Will Howard and you're Tennessee, you got to say, okay, we're going to take away the run, and we're going to put pressure on you with this defensive line. It's really simple. If I'm Tennessee, the game plan is this. I'm not going to allow Judkins. I'm not going to allow Travion Henderson to run the football. Will Howard, if you beat me, I'll tip my hat, and we'll go back singing Rocky Top in Knoxville.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Will Howard can get it done. He couldn't get it done against Michigan, Kev. He threw a pick 6 in the game against Penn State. I've seen Will Howard succumb to the pressure. If you're Tennessee, make Will Howard beat you. Do not allow Judkins. Do not allow Travion Henderson to beat me.
If you're Ryan Day and Chip Kelly, what's the game plan to get Will Howard comfortable? Because in the second half, he looked very uncomfortable, very tight against Michigan. How do you get him comfortable early in this game? Because, again, the Yanks, and they're going to have 20,000 volunteer fans in that building.
It's no different than you, Kev. When I want to make you feel comfortable, I make you smile, I make you feel good.
Here we go.
All I do is hold a mirror up. I let you look in the mirror, and you feel good. It's really simple. Make him feel good early.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Completions.
Okay.
Make him feel good about himself early. Quick completions. Make 3-0. Take the field goal. Don't put undue pressure on this young man. It's like, hey, here's a mirror, Kev. You look good, you feel good, and that's what the show's going to be good.
He just wanted to show you his crooked finger. That's all. That's all.
That's how make him feel good, Kev.
You know what's not going to feel good? The temperatures. And I know you want to be in a Snuggie watching this game because look at this, 28 degrees, partly cloudy. The real feel will be 23 degrees in the shoe. Does that play a factor at all?
It's not a real factor, Kev, because the key is the wind. Wind 6 miles an hour. That means there's barely any wind. Gusts to 10. It's not like it was going to be in Happy Valley where the wind gusts were 35 miles an hour. And on top of that, this was the same temperature as it was in Knoxville all week last week. So the Tennessee players, they practice in the morning. So they were outside in 20, 30-degree temperatures.
Yeah.
They understand. And that's not, Tennessee's in the SEC, but Tennessee's a long way from the South. So they understand what it's like. It's only a 6-hour drive from Columbus. They understand what it's like to be in this cold and frigid weather. So as much as we've made the weather an issue, I don't think it's going to be an issue in this game because there's no wind.
Okay, but what you're going to see is a lot of people bundled up. You won't have that storyline in Austin.
We're bundled up in here, and we're inside. We're in the studio.
He wants it colder, ladies and gentlemen. You see the sun here in Austin. Anthony Hill Jr. getting ready. He's been great leading this Texas defense.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 240 pounds. He's going to probably run in the 4.4 range. Just watch him move. If you want to see what I dreamed of being as a football player, watch this young man today. He plays relentless. He plays sideline to sideline.
He's athletic?
He's athletic. I was athletic.
No.
And Kev, when he gets there, he's bringing bad intentions.
Yeah.
He is what this Texas defense centers around. He and the freshman. I keep bringing the freshman up.
Please do.
Number 11, Colin Simmons, Kev. He was the best pass rusher in the United States in high school last year. He's one of the best pass rushers as a freshman in college this season. Those two guys will make impact plays for Texas.
So if you're Klubnik and you're coming out and you look for those two guys, right, on every single snap, then what do you do?
I need to identify where number 11 is.
Yeah.
And if you're Texas, to me the key for Texas, though, they got to be able to run the football. Wisner has got to be able to run the football. Can you get Gunnar Helm involved, the tight end? Can you find more explosive plays because Isaiah Bond, your speedster, is likely out? We know Ryan Wingo is going to play a part. Gunnar Helm, can you get other guys involved? And at the end of the day, when you get into red zones, it's got to be touchdowns and not field goals. It's got to be touchdowns, not field goals. They got to make the 40 acres come alive today.
Yeah.
Because we've seen, what do we talk about? Playoff game, at home.
Yep.
We saw the advantage in South Bend. We saw the advantage in Happy Valley. Can we see the advantage in Austin tonight?
For context, this is Texas's first home game in December since 1990. I mean, back then they beat Texas A&M 28-27. We don't see a lot of December home games from many of these blue blood programs, and you get to experience in Austin today.
And that's what it's all about. So this is one thing that the college football playoff got right. As
Yes.
much as you can talk about whether Indiana or SMU should have been, we'll save that conversation for another day. But the home playoff game so far has been outstanding, and I expect this to be another one.
Right now, the Longhorns favored by 13.5 points, and you see it.
Feels like too much, doesn't it?
It feels like a heck of a lot. that line has moved around a lot. Who's going to win this game?
I think Texas wins, but as our old friend Lee Corso would say, closer than the experts think.
Yeah. And by the way, keep in mind, too, you see, that's a fantastic shot. The flyby, no clouds, 61 degrees.
Oh, that's football
Beautiful
weather.
Day
That
in
is
Austin,
football
Texas.
weather.
Enjoy the playoff between Texas and Clemson. We'll see you at the half.
Off game on the Texas campus. The Longhorns are in the CFP for the second straight year, led by Steve Sarkisian and second-team All-SEC quarterback Quinn Ewers. The visiting Clemson Tigers are making their 7th all-time playoff appearance, but the first for star quarterback and Austin native, Cade Klubnik. It's the first ever meeting between powerhouse programs Clemson and Texas, and it's win or go home.
More teams, more emotion, more drama, more dreams. And I'm feeling good. Chants of Hook'em Horns will shake this stadium.
This place is formidable.
Echoed by a chorus of Longhorn fans.
This crowd can make it tough.
It's non-negotiable. It's our style of play.
They encountered the Clemson Tigers, familiar with confronting and devouring prey.
Tigers reclaim their crown.
Today they hunt big game, the higher seed. This is what the new playoff offers.
We're not done yet, baby.
A first-time meeting between two all-time programs.
They ain't leaving till they're dead.
This is what we do.
In the heart of Texas.
We're here. Finish.
Who could ask for more?
I'm feeling good.
You're watching the CFP first round presented by Allstate. Texas begins the chase for its first national championship in 20 years, hosting recent two-time national title winner Clemson in this first-round playoff game on campus in Austin. Winner will get one step closer to hoisting the trophy on January 20th in Atlanta. The Big 12 champ Arizona State received a first-round bye as one of the top 4 highest-ranked conference champs. The Devils will play the winner of this game in 10 days at the Peach Bowl. Welcome to the Fortnite OG kickoff. Dave Pasch alongside Dusty Dvorak. A ton of subplots in this game. Cade Klubnik back in Austin. Clemson back in the playoff for the first time in 4 years. Texas trying to reestablish itself as a perennial national title contender, and the eyes of Texas on its quarterback, Quinn Ewers. But the big story is where we are. We've never seen anything quite like this in college football.
The energy, the electricity, it is palpable, and it just feels different. We saw it in South Bend last night. We saw it this afternoon at Happy Valley. And now, Austin, Texas takes center stage. We waited since we heard about the expansion of the playoff for this. Home sites for a playoff. Win and you advance, lose and you go home. The passion, the pageantry of college football on full display here today.
The record attendance here at DKR Memorial Stadium is 105,000. Could we surpass that today? Clemson has been here before. Those we mentioned, the last time was in 2020. The last win in the playoff was in 2019. Dabo Swinney knows how to motivate a team. Can only imagine what he told his Tigers heading into kickoff today. Go inside the CFP presented by Capital One. Clemson, the 12 seed with a 10-3 record, opened the year with a blowout loss against Georgia, but responded in conference play with a 7-1 record in the ACC, the only loss against Louisville. The Tigers also lost the regular season finale against South Carolina, blowing a lead in that game. They also blew a 17-point lead against SMU in the ACC championship game, but still won it on a last-second 56-yard field goal to secure its first trip to the playoffs in 4 years. Cade Klubnik, one of the most improved players in the country. How important is he today to Clemson's success?
He is the key to this game for Clemson. He needs to come back home and be the hero. He grew up just 10 miles from this stadium in Austin, Texas, and he's been sensational for this Clemson offense this season. Third in the country in total touchdowns with 40. Few dual-threat quarterbacks have impacted their team with their arm and with their legs the way Cade Klubnik has this Clemson offense.
ACC championship game MVP. Take a look down with the spotlight presented by Fortnite OG. Texas, the 5 seed, went 11-2. Its only losses against Georgia in the regular season here in Austin and in the SEC championship game. Quinn Ewers is the starter at quarterback, but because of injuries, Arch Manning, nephew of Peyton and Eli, started 2 games and also played in spot duty in 6 other games. The strength of the Longhorns is their defense, though. Number 2 in the nation in points allowed, trailing only Ohio State.
This defense is downright dominant. They do everything well. The front, the back, they're so in sync with one another. You got the Thorpe Award winner on the back end, and Jahdae Barron, one of the best linebackers in college football, and Anthony Hill Jr., the only defense in the country to not allow 350 yards to an offense this season.
Texas lost in the semifinal last year. Looking to advance to the quarters this year. Kickoff is coming up. You've been watching the Fortnite OG Kickoff.
If we stay enamored with us, we're going to be a hard team to stop.
We get a chance to continue to chase our dream of winning a national championship.
We go out there and we just be hungry. Everyone in that stadium is going against you.
It'll be an electric environment.
It's one of the best environments in college football.
The energy is going to be here. It's going to be high.
First December home game at Texas since 1990, but it certainly doesn't feel like December, at least when you compare it to South Bend and State College, where the other first-round games were, and what to expect tonight in Columbus. 62 degrees at kickoff. Time now to hear from the head coaches, Taylor McGregor and Dabo Swinney.
Thanks so much, Dave. Coach, you have been in these playoff games before, but a majority of your players have not. What was your final message to them?
Man, just enjoy it. I mean, trust their preparation. They've been preparing since January for this moment. So just trust the preparation that they've had. You don't have to do anything different. It still comes down to the same things that won those other 10 games.
Thank you, Coach. Also to note, star running back Phil Maffa is still dealing with the shoulder injury that will require surgery at the end of the season. He told me how much he plays today will be based on pain tolerance. Now behind them, they will go running back by committee. As their true running back, that was a backup, Jay Haynes tore his ACL in the ACC championship game and is unavailable for the rest of the season. Now let's go across the field to Laura Rutledge with Steve Sarkisian.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Sark, you've emphasized poise and composure in these big games. Why is that key in this electric atmosphere?
Well, look at this environment, right? And I think we've learned over the last couple of years, poise and composure gets you started. And then once you get started, just football after that.
All right, have fun.
Thanks, Laura.
Something to watch today. Isaiah Bond, the wide receiver for Texas, won't play. He's still dealing with an ankle injury that he suffered in the SEC championship game. They're excited about Ryan Wingo behind him. And Texas gets back their star left tackle, Kelvin Banks Jr. That's a nice boost. Also, Quinn Ewers, the quarterback, feeling much better, not wearing the ankle brace on the outside of his ankle, and they're ready to let him loose today, Dave.
And we will see the Texas defense, though, first, Laura. The Longhorns won the toss and deferred. Clemson will be on offense first. Will Stone booting it deep to Adam Randall, who set up the game-winning field goal in the ACC championship game with a great return, but it's a touchback, and will come out to the 25. So Cade Klubnik grew up 10 minutes from here. He was a star at Westlake High School, winning 3 state titles, but a Clemson fan growing up, now in his second year as the Tigers starter.
He is so improved, being decisive and making good quality decisions in year 2 as a starting quarterback. And his athleticism will be on display. A playmaker, getting outside the pocket, extending the play, and tucking it and running it with the football.
Third of the country in touchdown passes with 33. He will throw it on first down, dumping it off out of the backfield to Maffa, and run out of play by Anthony Hill Jr. Great speed by the Texas linebackers.
Anthony Hill Jr., so versatile, lines up all over, sideline to sideline, man-to-man coverage with Maffa out of the backfield on first down.
Klubnik to throw again, on the move. Downfield pass is caught for a first down out to the 40 by true freshman T.J. Moore.
Was a really nice job by the true freshman T.J. Moore, sitting down in the soft spot in this zone. Heavy zone coverage from Texas. Smart. You find that soft spot, sit down. Nice big target and a first down catch for Clemson.
Dusty, they have the top tandem of true freshman receivers in the country, and Moore and Bryant Wesco Jr. Wesco had 2 touchdowns in the ACC title game. Gain of 13, first down in the Clemson 40. Klubnik again to the air, into the sun, and the pass broken up. Wesco looking right into the sunshine, could not pull it in. Jahdae Barron, who won the Thorpe Award, best defensive back in the country, there to make the play.
Jahdae Barron last year more of a nickel. Now he's playing corner. You'll see him at nickel. Really good job closing on that football and creating the pass breakup.
Pressure up the middle. Klubnik delivers to Williams. Spun down short of the line to gain by about 2 yards at the 48. Williams' 72nd catch leads the team.
Well, they bring pressure here. Anthony Hill Jr. is going to come on a pressure. Excellent identification. Quick slant inside to Antonio Williams, the go-to target on this Clemson offense. Williams, probably the most improved player at wide receiver on this team. Second in the ACC in touchdowns. And really the safety blanket for Cade Klubnik. Quarterback run, a part of this, and 3rd and short. Call his own number.
Klubnik in trouble, a very good athlete though, taking off. Close to the first down as he's shoved out of bounds by Sorrell, and he does have it. Cade Klubnik, 7 rushing touchdowns this season.
Well, Trey Moore is going to work inside on his rush, and he doesn't get home to Cade Klubnik. You see the elusiveness and the athleticism of Cade Klubnik. Really good rush inside initially, but as soon as Cade Klubnik evades finds that initial defender. Open space out in front. A nice pickup on third down.
Another pass play. Klubnik, everybody covered, so on the move to his left, arm hit, but he delivers a strike to Wesco, and close to another Clemson first down. Looks to be a yard short. 39 catches on the season for Wesco, grew up near Dallas.
But once again, Kate Klubnik, now he's working to his left. His arm's going to get hit as he delivers this pass. Colin Simmons hits him right as he throws it. That's really good by the true freshman Wesco again. Sitting down the soft spots in these zones, working back to the football. A nice pickup on first down.
Klubnik's sixth start against an SEC team. No touchdown passes in the previous 5. Texas showing some pressure, so a run play. Maffa been battling injury, as Laura mentioned. Got off to a great start. Got over 1,100 yards, but the bulk of those came in the first 9 games. Shoulder originally started bothering him week 2, and he's just had to battle through it.
He's such a key piece of this offense. The size, the physicality, and with that shoulder, he's not able to do what he's at his best. Running through defenders, being that tough guy to tackle, and he told us he's going to give it everything he's got to have an impact for his team here today.
They got the first down at the 38-yard line of Texas. Maffa straight ahead with some room downhill. Gain of about 7 to the 31. Alfred Collins on the stop.
Good interior blocking. Marcus Tate, left guard, does a nice job getting some push and jump cut. Good feet there in the hole by Phil Maffa.
It's exactly the start that Dabo needed, right, Dusty? 9th play, take time off the clock. Texas only giving up 17 first quarter points all year.
Exactly how Dabo Sweeney, Garrett Riley would have scripted it coming in here to Austin.
Can they finish the drive with points? 2nd and 3, out of empty. Klubnik to the air again. Over the middle, caught by the tight end Brenningstool. First down to the 25. 3rd team all ACC tight end.
But Brenningstool again, just sitting down, and they're playing this zone coverage. And he's just going to sit right down here in front of the middle. And we talked about that decisiveness of Cade Klubnik. Getting the ball out quick, recognizing coverage, and you see that pass placed perfectly away from Anthony Hill Jr., the linebacker. Jake Brenningstool, not foreign to catching the football. The most receptions by a tight end in the history of Clemson football.
Klubnik 5 of 6 passing so far, all short passes. Play clock down to 2, and they got to burn a timeout. South Lake Carroll 52-34, and actually in that game 2 interceptions for Michael Taft, who's currently a teammate of yours at Texas. Fresh set of downs for Clemson, and Texas timed it perfectly. Gilbo beating the snap at the right moment, and a loss of 1 on the play for Klubnik.
Well, you nailed it. Times this blitz off the edge perfect, and they're trying to run quarterback counter. Watch him just creep up. He's going to come off the edge. They're going to try to go backside. They want to run this quarterback counter right into the blitz. Gilbo just too quick. Lineman not able to get out in front. And a very impactful tackle for loss on first down.
Play 11 of this drive. Klubnik checking into something else here with a play clock down to 5. Already had to burn a timeout with a play clock winding down. Klubnik looking to run. And down to about the 21. Knocked down by LaFau. It brings up 3rd down.
So important here on this 3rd down. This is kind of exactly what defensive coordinator Pete Kwiatkowski said. You know, we'll give up the short throws. We just got to be really good in the red zone. Can they be a bend but don't break defense? Very important 3rd down right here. Antonio Williams, the go-to target outside. Wonder if we try to see them put something together to get him open as he motions across the field.
Klubnik dumps it off. Wide open, middle of the field. Antonio Williams into the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson. What a start for the Tigers. They take up half the quarter, and Klubnik finds Williams his 11th touchdown catch. The confidence and poise of Cade Klubnik there on full display in that opening drive. Boozer makes it 7-0.
Well, let's take a look at this. They knew they were getting man-to-man coverage. They knew when they motioned across, they were going to get the man-to-man. Jake Brenningstool is going to work his route up. As he works up, it's going to force this defender to go around. It's going to leave a wide-open Antonio Williams working across the middle of the field. Clemson needed a fast start and a quick touchdown. Tigers up early in Austin. Look for some dominant defenders. This game is chock full. How about on the Clemson side, TJ Parker, so productive, excellent off the edge, using his hands. 11 sacks on the season, 19 tackles for loss will be a key today. And Anthony Hill Jr., the versatility, they move him all over as a blitzer in coverage, downhill against the run. He's a sideline-to-sideline linebacker, one of the best in all of college football.
Clemson on top 7-0 after a near 7-minute drive. 5 different receivers catching a pass. Cade Klubnik with a terrific opening possession. Now it's Texas's turn. And the Longhorns will start in their 25. Quinn Ewers in his 3rd year as the Texas starting quarterback, a native of Southlake, where he once, as we mentioned, faced Klubnik in a legendary state title game. Ewers recently named 2nd team All-SEC.
His intermediate accuracy is off the charts. I mean, he can absolutely fit it in tight windows, and he can do it with all kinds of arm angles. Doesn't matter the arm slot, can work around defenders, and he's got that quick release to get passes off in all different ways.
He did struggle in the loss against Georgia in the SEC championship game with 2 interceptions. He was sacked 6 times. Some of that was on him. They're going to run Wisner off the left side on the first play from scrimmage, and it's a gain of 5. A guy that had 12 carries all of last year, but the bell cow in 2024 at tailback.
And I think he's going to be the workhorse in bell cow here today. Steve Sarkisian wants to run the football. Clemson's had some struggles stopping the run. Expect a heavy dose of Wisner this afternoon.
Ewers will throw it to him, and running room. Wisner lowering the shoulder on the defender, gets the first down.
And Wisner's one of our impact players for this football game. A downhill runner, plays with great physicality. And Matthew Golden, he's the playmaker outside. He's got great strong hands, go up and get 50-50 balls. When they push the football down the field, number 2 is where they like to go.
47 catches for Golden on the year. Meanwhile, Wisner now with 33. They love to throw it to him out of the backfield. Play action. Ewers setting up. Here's Gunnar Helm, the tight end, making the catch and carrying a defender with him out to midfield. Khalil Barnes couldn't make the tackle, and it's a gain of close to 15.
Well, the freshman linebacker, Sammy Brown, he's going to get caught on the play action. He's going to work down, and you're going to see across the middle of the field, it's Gunnar Helm just working wide open.
Ewers again off play action. Finds Ryan Wingo is going to get more targets with Isaiah Bond, as Laura mentioned, out for today's game. That's catch number 25 this season for the true freshman from St. Louis.
A nice confident throw. Ryan Wingo's got that great size, and he can get open. Good timing on that out route from Ewers to Wingo.
Ewers from the pocket in trouble and sacked back near midfield. Trey Williams with the takedown and a huge loss.
Well, this is more about the coverage. Well, we're going to watch right here. Trey Williams just powerful working on DJ Campbell. He's going to walk him right back to Quinn Ewers, but nothing open down the field as Williams engulfs Quinn Ewers for a big sack.
A loss of 10 on the play. First sack of the year for Williams. And Ewers in trouble again. Dumps it off to Wingo out in space, beats his man downfield, and then gets clocked at the 39-yard line by Terrell. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 10.
Important 3rd down here for Texas and Quinn Ewers. I'd expect here defensively from Wes Goodwin. He likes to dial up pressure, likes to be aggressive. See if he brings some added rushers to try to get the ball out of Quinn Ewers' hand.
Texas keeping it on the ground, and a ton of room for Wisner down the sideline. 1st down, Texas.
Well, he gave up a sack a second ago, but watch DJ Campbell on this outside zone had the key block to help spring Wisner. Nice job hitting it downhill, getting to the sidelines, and a big 1st down.
He'll get it again. And this time, Peter Woods comes off a block to make the tackle. Woods, who's been in and out of the lineup due to injury, big-time recruit a couple years ago. They need him and T.J. Parker and Trey Williams, who we saw earlier, continue to make plays at the point of attack.
Peter Woods, man, he is so athletic for a 300-plus pounder. He'll play inside, he'll play outside. A big, important factor for this Clemson defensive line, especially slowing down this rushing attack of the Longhorns.
Yeah, Sark told us they want to watch to see where do they put Woods, outside or inside throughout this game. He's inside right now. On 2nd down and 8, Ewers to the air and hits Helm in the middle of the field. Trying to wrestle him down at the 8-yard line. A host of Tigers about a yard short of the line to gain. Helm has become a big-time target, replacing J.T. Sanders, now starting for the Carolina Panthers at tight end in the NFL.
They just developed so much as a player under Steve Sarkisian and this regime, really having a stellar senior season. It's 3rd and short here. This is an area where I expect them to run the football.
And Arch Manning is in the game potentially to do that. The crowd going wild for the nephew of Peyton and Eli. They put him in this situation a lot this year to run the ball. Instead, he hands it off, and Blue tackle by Carter and Sammy Brown. He is short. It's 4th down.
I think Steve Sarkisian is going to go for it. I think he's going to keep the offense on the field, bring Quinn Ewers back in, and run their offense. No doubt, Steve Sarkisian trusts his defense, trusts this offense, and I think he recognizes they want to come away with this opening drive with a touchdown.
Analytics say go. Steve Sarkisian says go.
Power football, I'm handing it off.
And they will to the first man through. Jared Gibson, the true freshman, got the 1st down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for the Longhorns.
Will run right behind your veteran leader, making his 55th career start, Jake Majors. Nice push movement on the interior. That offensive line, Jared Gibson, he's built like a fullback. He's 5'10", he's 205 plus. Nice job getting downhill immediately, moving the chains and converting on that crucial 4th down.
12th play of the drive. Texas trying to answer Clemson's long drive to start the game. Run play, Wisner powers his way to the goal line and in for the Texas touchdown.
Well, they've had red zone issues, and Steve Sarkisian told us one of the fixes, get back to running the football. Been one of the best offensive lines in the country throughout the course of the season. He leaned on that offensive line, leaned on that rushing attack, and Texas with a big answer in the end zone.
And Sammy Brown, a 2-time state champion wrestler, could not keep the running back Wisner from hitting pay dirt. Definitely got across. And now Auburn on for the point after. That ties the game at 7 late in the 1st.
Well, it's just a simple counter play. They're going to pull backside, tight end, and guard. Get up here, but it's the down blocks here. It's going to really open things up. Really good job by 81 Juan Davis getting on the linebacker. Touchdown for the Horns. We're all tied up here in the playoffs.
State College, Penn State advancing. A little bit different here with temperatures above 60. Randall signaling for the fair catch, and Clemson will start the next drive on the 25. Each team with a 6-minute-plus possession, ending in a touchdown here in the first quarter.
Against man-to-man coverage, it is working. He also loves the poise of his quarterback, Dave and Dusty.
He's been poised, he's been confident. They got in a lot of zone, but on that crucial third down, the touchdown, Texas brought the blitz. They knew they had the man-to-man, and a great combination to spring Antonio Williams free for that touchdown.
We asked Dabo, how do you think Cade will handle coming back home? He said, if he was a freshman, I'd be concerned, but not as a two-year starter. And again, looks very comfortable out there. But a lot of friends and family in attendance. From the pocket, in trouble, and taken down for a sack at the 20-yard line. Baron Sorrell.
Well, Baron Sorrell has been around for a long time, the veteran. This is good on good. Blake Miller, one of the best tackles in the ACC. Watch the hands. Win with the chop, the rip, the dip, and the big sack on Cade Klubnik. What a senior season Baron Sorrell has put together, and a big sack to start this drive.
So Texas overcame a 2nd and 20 on its last possession. Clemson now trying to overcome a 2nd and 15 back at its 20-yard line. Klubnik checking it down to Randall. And he is stood up by LaFau. Going to be 3rd and long. Let's check it with Laura.
Well, Dave, you just heard Taylor mention the poise of Cade Klubnik, and Michael Tapp, the Texas safety who grew up playing with Cade when they were children. He said Cade Klubnik is the toughest player, the most competitive player I have ever known in my life. Said in the day and age where guys try to protect themselves, he's putting his body on the line every single play, and he hates losing more than anything in the world.
And Laura, so does Tapp, and what a job he's done going from walk-on to second-team All-America. Klubnik on 3rd and long, trying to set up the screen to Maffa. And Maffa with room, but shoved out of bounds. Just short of the line to gain. Anthony Hill Jr. on the tackle. It's 4th and 1. Does Clemson dare go for it? The offense is still on the field.
Boy, I expect Dabo Swinney to punt the football, maybe a hard count. Looks like he's keeping the offense on the field. Boy, backed up on your own 34-yard line. Hey, I guess Dabo Swinney saying he came to win.
I don't know, though. You don't need it. It's so early in the game.
I don't think they have to snap the football. They can wait and see what kind of look they get as well, Dave.
Yep, just going to take it to the end of the quarter. Although a flag is down, it was awfully close between the play clock and the game clock. Let's see if the play clock was ahead or not of the game clock. But you can see there no intention of going for it.
There is no foul on the play. That's the end of the first quarter. Timeout on the field.
And would imagine, even though it's still 4th and 1, that Clemson will punt when we come back. 7-7 after 1 in Austin.
It's not dog food, it's food food.
Twix is too good. Cookie inside a candy bar? It's like a cookie in disguise.
Imagine one of our gangs in disguise. I'd snap him.
There's more to a Twix.
You're watching the CFP first round presented by Allstate here with Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney. Critical 4th and 1. What goes into the decision?
Field position, you know, they just went down the field on us right there. We got to make some adjustments, so we'll see what we do here.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Dave?
You saw the smirk on the face of Dabo, and like we all know he was going to punt. He wasn't going to go for it that early in the game on 4th down at his own end. No need to.
You got a big physical defensive line. Last thing you want to do is sway this momentum on the road and give Texas a short field. The right move here to punt the football.
Aiden Swanson to boot it away. Silas Bolden is deep. And short catch, and the fair catch made on the dive.
Dave, I want to go back to that third down. They set the screen up perfectly to Phil Maffa. Watch the effort of Anthony Hill Jr. as he's going to come out of the stack and chase this down. Just an incredible job by him, giving maximum effort. Starts to come inside and then works all the way back, chases that down and gets just enough of Maffa to get him short of first down yardage. That's what it takes to win in the playoffs, giving that extra added effort to do whatever you can to make a play and get your defense off the field.
But only a 31-yard punt. Sweeney was hoping for more, trying to flip the field, and so Texas takes over at its 35. Great start for Ewers on that first drive, 5 for 5. Wisner had success running it. He had the touchdown, trying to find a hole. It's not there. Stood up by Woods after a 1-yard gain.
Peter Woods is an absolute force on the interior. Nice job also by Jaheim Lawson, sophomore defensive end. Good job at the point of attack by that Clemson front.
Little up-tempo. Wisner, big hole. First down. And out to the 48-yard line. Gain of 12.
With the interior of this offensive line, Jake Majors, Hayden Connor, 52, DJ Campbell. That's just an inside zone, a good vision, and downhill running from Wisner.
Third straight carry, Wisner. Got popped by Barnes, but was able to bounce off of him down to the 45. Let's check in with Laura.
Well, Dave, as you guys know, we were told that Quinn Ewers would not be wearing his Taco Athletic X brace on the right ankle, but if we look closely, which we'll show you, he is wearing it. He was not wearing it in warm-ups, but then put it on when he came out to play. I would imagine something happened in warm-ups. He obviously is feeling well enough to be out there, but a reminder that this brace has redefined ankle recovery, allows players to play a lot quicker than they would be able to normally with an injury.
On the end-around pitch, Wingo breaking tackles and getting the first down. Inside the 40-yard line, a gain of 7.
Well, this is very well done on the perimeter initially. And it's just poor tackling. Watch the strong running of Ryan Wingo. Runs through the arm tackle of Avion Terrell, the best corner for this Clemson team. The defense was in position, played it right. A good strong running from Wingo and a first down.
But back to Laura's report, that ankle injury for Ewers has been an issue the last few weeks. Ewers missed a couple games with an oblique issue early in the year. Manning started those games. Ewers missed some time last year and the year before due to injury. He's looked sharp in this game, but so far on this drive, it's been the rushing attack. And here's Jaden Blue with room off the right edge. Inside the 20, turning into Jets, into the end zone, touchdown. Jaden Blue, who's had some fumble issues this year. He's lost 4 fumbles, held onto the ball and showed off that great speed. The junior from Houston takes it to the house. Quick drive. And after trailing 7-0 early, Texas with back-to-back scores.
Well, Dave Pasch, this is how you draw it up on the chalkboard. Kyle Flood's going to love this. His offensive tackle right here is going to be a combo up to the second level. And then right here, you're going to get a kick out. And there is a massive hole that opens up off the right side. Outside zone, blocked to perfection. Jay Blue's got that burst, and he's got another Longhorn touchdown.
Your dermatologist about Skyrizi today.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
Well, would you look at that?
Jerry, you gotta see this. Saying it. Trust me, after 15 walks, gets a little old. Yeah, I really should be retired by now. Wish I invested when I had the chance. To the moon. Unbelievable.
Stop waiting. Start investing. E-Trade from Morgan Stanley.
The final game of this thrilling CFP first-round action presented by Allstate coming up 8 Eastern, ESPN and ABC. Tennessee and Ohio State from the Shoe. Who do you like?
It's going to be rocking tonight in the Shoe. I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup. Interested in Ohio State's offensive line against that Tennessee D-line. I think the Buckeyes pull off a close one tonight in Columbus.
Winner of that game goes to Pasadena to play Oregon. Winner of this game moves on to Atlanta to face Arizona State. And the winner of those games would meet in Arlington in the semifinal. Here's Adam Randall with a big return to set up the field goal to win the game in the ACC championship, but he's knocked down short of the 20 here.
We thought coming into today the Texans were going to lean on that offensive line, lean on this rushing attack, and that's exactly what they've done. It's Wisner on the perimeter, the touchdown run by Wisner, just power football, working his way in. And how about the burst and the speed on the edge by Jaden Blue as he takes it to the house. 10 of the last 11 plays have been runs. Steve Sarkisian leaning on this rushing attack for his offense.
Meanwhile, the opposite is true for Clemson. 2-1 in terms of pass to run plays so far. Cade Klubnik has looked good. 92 rushing yards to 10 in favor of Texas, but again, not many attempts. Although they're going to run it here in a huge lane off the left side, and breaking free is Adam Randall. So Randall, a wide receiver, lined up in the backfield. They need help because Maffa's injury, and the backup Jay Haynes is out for the year, and Randall goes for 41 yards.
How about Randall hitting it downhill? Massive hole opens up on the inside, and he makes Michael Taft miss. Michael Taft takes a poor angle, overcommits. Good strong running and a huge chunk play for Adam Randall. Made that crucial kick return in the ACC championship game, and what a great way to start this drive here for Clemson.
They ruled that he was down at the 40, and now Randall lined up in the slot as a wide receiver.
And credit Clemson's coaching staff, Garrett Riley, knowing Phil Maffa, not 100%. They've only got young running backs behind him. And Adam Randall, seen him lined up in the backfield multiple times. Looks like this could be something that we see quite a bit of throughout the course of this ballgame.
Yeah, pre-snap a moment ago, he was lined up in the slot and shifting next to Klubnik from the Texas 40. Randall again spins off of Broughton and gets positive yardage down to the 36 for about 4 yards.
It's a nice pickup. Initial defender hits him at the line of scrimmage. You see the spin, the lean and fall forward. He's a big body guy, every bit of 225. Strong, physical. What a wrinkle here from Garrett Riley in this Clemson offense.
And you touched on his girth. The backup running backs behind Maffa are 215 or less. The true freshmen are 200 and 210 pounds respectively. So power against power with Randall leaking out of the backfield. And Klubnik in trouble and spun down for a sack by Ethan Burke. Burke, who played with Klubnik at Westlake High School here in Austin, tackles him for an 11-yard loss.
Well, they're going to work a game off the side, and Burke's going to come clean late. You'll see this defensive tackle get vertical. You'll see Burke come late on the looper inside. He gets to Klubnik, and he gets him to the ground, setting up 3rd and long for this Clemson offense.
Another timeout taken by Clemson with the play clock winding down. 3rd and long when we come back. Basically bowl games. You got the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Boise State will take on Penn State. We know that matchup now. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Arizona State will play the winner of this game New Year's Day. Rose Bowl presented by Prudential. Oregon against Tennessee or Ohio State. And Georgia Notre Dame in the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. You like physical football? Get ready for Georgia Notre Dame. That's going to be great defense and great physicality in that matchup.
3rd and 14 on the last possession. Now it's 3rd and 16. Can they get about 8 to 9 yards here and give their kicker Nolan Hooser, a true freshman, a chance? Won the ACC title on a 56-yard field goal at the buzzer.
Colin Simmons, great edge rusher up top. The true freshman, the best pass rusher on this Texas front.
4-man rush. Klubnik passes in traffic, incomplete. Trying to hit Wesco, and Barron was there to break it up.
Well, Jahdae Barrett is just so good. So good. There's a reason he won the Thorpe Award this season. Watch him in coverage here work. Gonna sit back, and the break on the football, so good. Eyes on the quarterback, in perfect position to jump that route, get his left hand in, and get the pass break up. Play it nickel, play it corner. He's good man, he's good zone. Smart, savvy veteran who wanted to leave a legacy here in Austin, and he's done that this season.
This was his team growing up here in Austin. You need a good kick. It's not great. The last punt by Swanson only went 31 yards, and that helped Texas get good field position, which they turned into points. That was a 34-yarder, so only 3 yards better. There is a flag down on the far side in front of the Texas bench.
Illegal shift, kicking team, 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down, Texas.
The special teams so important in these playoff games, and you've got 2 bad plays already on teams by Clemson. Unrivaled is coming to TNT Sports, a new league set to revolutionize 3-on-3 basketball. From team play to one-on-one tournaments, watch stars like Angel Reese and more battle to claim the crown. Don't miss Unrivaled beginning January 17th on TNT, True TV, and Max. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, Laura Rutledge here in Austin. First ever college football playoff game on campus at the University of Texas in front of 100,000. Ewers' pass is complete to the perimeter for Silas Bolden. And Terrell there to make the tackle. The fans wanted a flag for extracurricular, but won't get it. It's a gain of about 8.
Cushion outside on the perimeter. Easy open access there for Silas Bolden. And one thing that's kind of been overshadowed by this rushing attack is Quinn Ewers' start. 6-6, 57 yards. He's looked really efficient, really good. This offense for Texas really clicking on all cylinders.
Blue trying to find room, got the first down. Tackled by Barrett Carter. Makes it so much easier on Ewers when you can run the ball like they're doing it right now.
They're getting so much push up front. You know, one thing about Sark's offense this year, they've run more gap scheme. He's typically an outside zone, base principle, core run. This year they've run a little bit more of their gap scheme runs, but today a heavy dose of zone runs against this Clemson front.
That's Blue in motion. Wisner's already in the backfield. Play action. Ewers setting up. Pump fake. Now takes a shot. Middle of the field. He's got Golden. Golden makes the catch despite getting hit as the ball arrived by Terrell. That's a gain of 43.
Well, the safety's going to come up just one-on-one outside. Middle of the field's open. I like the strong hands and competitive catch and concentration for Matthew Golden. He is so good down the field. And the coaches told us his hands are incredible. Big-time splash play, moving the chains.
Back to the rushing attack. Wisner. And they're getting good yardage running the ball on first down. Back to Golden, one of the best big play receivers in all of college football. And he's got 8 touchdowns on the season, which led the team second in the SEC. Had 162 yards in defeat in the SEC title game. Now this is the area of the field where Texas has struggled this year, on the cusp of the red zone or in the red zone. They got all the momentum right now. Can Clemson get a stop? Wisner carries. First down. Drives right through the chest of the corner, Jaden Lucas.
Well, Cameron Williams just getting work done. He's on Barrett Carter. He's just going to pave a path, open a big hole up. Watch this kick out block by Cameron Williams. And Wisner just again getting downhill, running right off the blocks of his offensive line. Powerful running continues from Texas.
93rd in the country, though, in red zone offense during the season. Wisner on the cutback into the end zone. Another Texas touchdown. Your red zone problems go away when you can run the ball.
I mean, wow. This Texas offensive line in the run game has been tremendous. We talked with Kyle Flood yesterday, and you could tell he loved this offensive line, a veteran group, talented. Kelvin Banks, an award winner, but Jake Majors, a veteran, and they've been getting work done here this afternoon.
6-play, 82-yard drive. Took about 2 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. 21 unanswered points by Texas.
Dave Pasch, watch DJ Campbell and what he's about to do here. And then you're going to see Jake Majors get on the second level and secure a massive hole and yet another touchdown on the ground for this Texas offense. It's been an incredible start for Texas running the football. All horns here early in Austin.
A lot of high percentage throws with the exception of that one deep ball. 122 rushing yards already for the Longhorns.
And a dominant start to this first half, and Wes Goodwin going to have to make some adjustments defensively and find a way to stop the bleeding against the run.
Adam Randall did not have a carry this season until 2 run plays on the last possession and barely gets to the 20. Great kickoff coverage by Texas. Smarter decisions brought to you by NerdWallet.
But when you run the football, and it sets up the play-action pass. Couple of play-action passes that Quinn Ewers taking advantage of. Texas really loves to utilize the play-action. Here, going to push the football down the field to Matthew Golden. And then once you set up the play-action, get back to physical downhill running. They complement each other so well.
And now a huge drive, Dusty, for Clemson. Down 21-7. You wonder about the health of Phil Maffa. We haven't seen him in a while. And David Eziamume, a true freshman, in it running back now. And Klubnik going to run the ball. And gets dropped at the 27, but a good run on first down of about 7 yards.
This is a huge part of the rushing attack. Cade Klubnik, quarterback draws, quarterback counters. Obviously, we've seen him on a third down earlier this game, just tuck it and run. We said coming on, he's going to have to play hero today. He's looked sharp throwing the football, and you touched on it. This is a crucial drive right here. As much as anything, just keep your defense off the field, and Cade Klubnik going to receiver.
Yep, you got Randall in the backfield with Keith Adams Jr., and they go with the direct snap, and Texas not fooled. The tackle made by Burke, but Colin Simmons, the true freshman, was all over that. A big loss. I was checking with Taylor, get an injury update on Maffa.
I have been watching Maffa on the sidelines, and he told us how much he would play in this game would be based on pain tolerance. He looks to be in pain on the sideline. He's been using a band to activate that left shoulder, trying to stretch it out. He's trying to fight through that pain, but clearly can't right now, guys.
And they just tried to get creative with the run game, and it didn't work. It was a negative play, and now it's 3rd and 7, third and obvious passing situation.
Antonio Williams motions out of the backfield, near side.
Klubnik's pass knocked into the air and intercepted, picked off by Colin Simmons.
Well, it's the freshman Colin Simmons, back-to-back plays, the TFL on second down, the interception on third, but it's the veteran, Barron Sorrell, that's going to make this play. He's going to work inside, and as he's going to shut his rush down, he works inside, shuts his rush down, gets his hand up right there in the pass lane, ball's up in the air, and Colin Simmons says, give me that, as he goes up, brings in the interception, and sets up the short field for his offense.
Just the 6th interception thrown by Klubnik. Dabo trying to keep his junior quarterback confident, but on quick change. Dangerous time for Clemson right now. Texas going back to the run game. Jaden Blue flanked by defenders with cuts in the hole. Gets about 8 yards down to the 19.
You see the shiftiness from Jaden Blue. A great compliment, Wisner and Blue. More explosive bursts, make you miss from Blue, and more downhill physical running from Wisner.
Blue again. And brought down short of the line to gain, bringing up third down. And Jonathan Brooks last year as the featured tailback, and C.J. Baxter was going to be the starter this year. He got hurt. Christian Clark also injured. So Wisner barely touched the ball last year, became the #1 guy when Jaden Blue started out that way as the season began. Started to fumble the ball, but both getting a lot of work here in this game.
Jared Gibson checks in the game. Last time we saw him, they handed it off to him in that fullback position in short yardage.
And he did pick up the first down when they did that. They give it to him again, and this time he's met by Woodaz. A huge play by Clemson defensively, and now it's 4th down.
I think if you're Sark, boy, you put points on the board, you move this to a 3-score game, but he's keeping the offense on the field.
The way they've run the ball, though, it's not really surprising, right?
No doubt. They have had their way up front on the line of scrimmage, but you want to come away with points off a turnover, but Sark quickly decides he's going for it here in this spot.
Same formation with Gibson as the fullback. But it's a pitch to Blue, trying to find the lane, and he's dragged down and did not get it. A turnover on down. Sammy Brown, the true freshman, makes the play for Clemson.
Wow, it's a huge stop for this Clemson defense. Had to have it. And a true freshman for Texas made a couple of plays, and this time it's the talented true freshman linebacker from Clemson, Sammy Brown, scraping downhill, making that play, and denying Jaden Blue the first down.
We'll see if that decision comes back to haunt Texas. As you mentioned, you kick it there, you make it a 3-possession game, but understandably, the way they've been leaning on that Clemson front, Texas tried to run the ball on the perimeter, but Clemson's got very good speed at the linebacker position. Klubnik throwing on first down. T.J. Moore on the catch, and he gets walloped by Jelani McDonald after a short gain.
Now, one thing watching this Texas defense, they leverage the football and tackle so well, Dave. Best tackling team I watched all throughout the course of the season. They do a lot of things right, but tackling might be at the very top of the list for me.
Number 2 in points allowed. Texas just 12 points per game. Only Ohio State better, 10 points per game. They play tonight against Tennessee and Columbus. Klubnik on the move and throws to Williams on the sideline. Did he get a foot down? Looked like he did live. The officials having a conversation. It would be a first down. No, incomplete pass.
Boy, it's so close on the sidelines near us. Williams tried to keep that foot in.
Looked like when he had possession of the ball, his feet were off the ground.
Feet off the ground. He stretched and gave it everything he had. Foot just off the ground as he got the football.
So they're going to look at this further. Let's bring in Matt Austin, our rules expert. Did you see what we did? Incomplete pass. That's what the officials called on the field.
I did. This is extremely close. I mean, it's within a fraction of a second on whether that foot was still touching. The other key is did he, when he caught the ball, did it stick in his hands, or was there any kind of bobble at all? Did it slide through? Anything like that is not going to be a catch. But this one's close. I would not be surprised if they overturned it.
Isn't this a situation, though, Matt, where because the call on the field is an incomplete pass, do we have indisputable video and evidence to overturn this? I mean, it still seems like there's some doubt, Matt.
Well, that's the key. You have all the views you need. Yes, it looks like it is down. I think you have the view. It's just, can you tell? Is it clear and obvious that he had the ball with the toe down?
And then watch, too, when the ball hit the ground, when he went out of bounds, did the ball move? Now, again, if your hands are under it and the ball hits the ground and you maintain possession, it can still be a complete pass. But if the ball hits the ground and then moves, it's incomplete. Did he survive the ground there?
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called incomplete pass.
I think a lot of variables in play there that made that call on the field stand. And now Clemson faced with a 3rd down.
Respect and appreciate the effort there of Williams to do everything he can to stay in bounds. That pass just a little bit outside and couldn't stay in.
Clemson been in 3rd and long a lot, and that's not good against this Texas defense. They've got a couple sacks of Klubnik already.
Showing pressure here on 3rd down. It's out there to dial it up and come after it.
5-man rush. Klubnik hit as he throws, and it's knocked down by Brunt. Second batted ball. Klubnik ends up on the ground as well. This time, though, the deflected pass is not intercepted, and so Clemson will punt.
Well, Brunt inside. He's just going to get his hands up and create this pass breakup. Second time we've seen Texas defenders shut their rush down, get right in that throwing path of Cade Klubnik and get their hands up, and a nice job on third down getting off the field.
Aiden Swanson, the 6th-year punter, has struggled today. A couple of short kicks. They need a big one right now to try to flip the field. Swanson taking his time to set up, allowing the Gunners to get downfield. Another short punt, and it looked like a friendly fire there as Silas Bolden got run into by Juan Davis, his teammate. The ball on the ground, but Texas recovered it.
Well, this is really good by Silas Bolden. The concentration, because as you mentioned, friendly fire. He gets run into, and he gets right back on top of that football with multiple Clemson defenders draped around him. Silas Bolden, fearless punt returner. That is a heads-up play to get back on top of that football day.
Strong hands, too, with a couple of Clemson players sticking arms in there trying to rip the ball out. So Texas survives a potential disaster. Would have shifted momentum back to Clemson, and they would have had the ball in plus territory. Ewers spinning around and dumping it off, and this is going to be a big loss. Woodaz there to wrap up Wisner on a very slow developing play that loses about 7 yards.
This is part of what they do. This is the screen game that they have in the misdirection. They're going to boot out one way and then throw back the other way. And an excellent play by Woodaz and multiple Texas players down.
And an offensive lineman. Just trying to make sure on the other number before we say, yep, it is Wisner, the running back. And you see him on his feet. Just trying to make sure of the number of the other player down before we announce that.
56, Cameron Williams, the right tackle, Dave.
The loss of 6. We take a look at what happened here between the two Texas players who went down.
Again, this misdirection, they're going to boot opposite and then throw back with lineman out in front. Woodaz reads it well, and you see Cameron Williams just gets fallen on. Right leg kind of got pinned there as Wisner went to the ground.
You also saw Cameron Williams go and try to pull his running back, which you can't do. And that play took so long as well. Ewers lucky he didn't get sacked there. Just outside 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Clemson led 7-0 early on. Scored on its opening drive. Took about 7 minutes off the clock. But then Texas started to get going with the ground attack. 21 straight points by the Longhorns. They've rushed for over 120 yards in this game as Williams has helped up. Texas's defense has been, as we mentioned, one of the best in the country, and most of the games they've been in, they've dominated the opponents. There have only been 2 games decided by 1 score, the SEC title game and a 3-point win at Vanderbilt.
Well, Cade Klubnik started out on fire, 8 of 9 and a touchdown, and since then this Texas defense, that's one of the absolute best in college football, has really settled in, stymieing Cade Klubnik. 1 of 5 since that start. The interception, the negative plays created, and they are showing in this first half why many regard them as one of the absolute best doing it, as we continue to see Cameron Williams work his way off the football field.
About 5 yards per play so far. 29 takeaways now in the year, including the interception off the deflected pass that leads the nation.
They got 8 straight games with 2 or more takeaways. An incredible streak by this defense.
And now Trevor Gooseby comes in at tackle. Kelvin Banks Jr. missed the SEC title game. Gooseby started for him and held up against Georgia. Banks is healthy and back in the lineup, but Gooseby in for the injured Williams here now at right tackle. Ewers on 2nd and 16. Throws, and it's deflected and picked off. Intercepted by R.J. Mickens. And Mickens takes it into the end zone. A pick six. Clemson back in the game. Penalty marker down, though, in the secondary. R.J. Mickens, whose dad Ray played DB for 11 years in the NFL, if it stands, has potentially a game-changing interception return for a touchdown.
The interception's going to stand, Dave, but I think they're going to wipe off the touchdown.
After the interception, personal foul, illegal blindside block, intercepting team number 8, 15-yard penalty, first down Clemson.
So that's Trey Williams called for the penalty. It will be Clemson ball. Just heard from Ron Snodgrass, the referee. Jake Majors, the outstanding center, is injured for Texas.
Well, DeAndre Moore on the whip route, the ball right off his hands. He just drops his balls up in the air, and then it's Mickens in perfect position after Barrett Carter misses it initially. Mickens right where he needs to be. Game-changing play to get Clemson the football back, but the illegal block wipes the touchdown away, and it's going to be Trey Williams going to work back and get a block on Jake Majors. You see him right here at the very bottom, working back on Jake Majors. That's tough. He had his head in front.
Let's go ahead and bring in Matt Austin. Matt, what's your take on the penalty there against Trey Williams?
Yeah, Dave, I think that's a good call. It was called a blindside block, not a block in the back. So the defender did not see the block coming. He could have just pushed him with two hands, would have got away with it, but he blew him up pretty good. So that's a good call.
And it was unnecessary at that point, too, by Trey Williams. I mean, Mickens is all the way down the field at that point, and it puts the ball back at the Clemson 45-yard line instead of a touchdown.
Here's Trey Williams. He sees the interception. The illegal blindside block they call on Trey Williams.
First incomplete pass for Quinn Ewers today. And it's an interception, his 10th of the season. He had a tip ball that was picked off in the SEC championship game. Wasn't a great throw in that game, but we've seen that this year from some of the Texas receivers, not able to secure passes. And that almost was picked off initially by Carter, but then secured by his teammate R.J. Mickens.
Defense stepping up. They got the 4th down stop. The offense wasn't able to do anything with it. Now they're able to generate that takeaway. Important now as we get close to 2 minutes left. Clemson takes advantage of this turnover and comes away with some points.
Klubnik off play action, fires to Williams. Williams got a touchdown in the first quarter and a big play here. A gain of about 20.
Well, boy, a little RPO action. He puts the ball in the belly of the running back, gets those backers up, second level's open, and a strike delivered to Williams.
Design quarterback run out of an empty set. Klubnik down to the 31. Talked about his athletic ability. Almost 500 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. Remember, Steve Sarkisian elected not to kick a field goal. Went for it on 4th down. A couple of possessions ago, didn't get it. Clemson sees momentum. Not a chance to get within 7 points at halftime as we hit the 2-minute timeout here in Austin. Don't miss the finale of Dune Prophecy, streaming tomorrow 9 Eastern on Max. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Laura Rutledge, Taylor McGregor. You look at what Clemson has done the last 4 drives after that opening drive touchdown. They got something going here, though, after the Mickens interception. On 2nd and 5, play action. Klubnik on the move to his left, finds Wesco. First down, inside the 20. And out of bounds at the 19 for a 12-yard pickup.
I love the timing of this. Watch the route running by Bryant Wesco outside. Shuts it down, little comeback, works back, and that ball's on him before Muhammad can react and get in front. Really good job by the true freshman working open on the perimeter.
Going to be a throwback to Brittingstall, and it's almost picked off by Lafau, who would have run that back for a touchdown.
Well, Garrett Riley, Dabo Sweeney digging in their bag of tricks. But LaFau is not fooled whatsoever. Really good identification by him. They're trying to throw it back to Brenningstool, the tight end. And that thing almost picked off and taken back the other direction. Excellent recognition and a nice play by LaFau.
We have not seen Phil Maffa back at running back. Keith Adams Jr. is in the game at running back here. And another design quarterback run. Klubnik getting tackled, but able to pick up about 5 yards on the play.
Start to wonder if Texas starts to use some timeouts here, Dave.
And they will do that, try to preserve some time for the offense. Meanwhile, let's go back to the studio, check in with Kevin Negandhi.
Dave, Mercedes-Benz halftime report minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Negandhi. Your highlights of Penn State's defense standing out in Happy Valley as they get a playoff win. We'll get you ready for Ohio State, Tennessee, and Columbus. Texas's offense was rolling before that INT.
No doubt, a really good job by this Texas offensive line. When they win, they run the football. They're doing a good job today, but imperative that Clemson scores here. They got some momentum. They got to keep it going into halftime.
All right, highlights coming your way. Back to you, Dave and Dusty.
So far for the home team, it's been rather easy in this first round with last night Notre Dame handling Indiana. Although it was a 10-point game, really wasn't that close. And then now Penn State winning handily over SMU. Clemson up big so far, but chance for, or Texas rather, Clemson a chance to get back in the game. Winner plays Arizona State January 1st in the Peach Bowl.
You know, Kenny Dillingham and his players at home watching this one very closely. I'm getting Cade Klubnik outside the pocket. He's been really accurate. We've seen Texas start to get some pressure. Trusting Cade on the move with a run-pass option.
Klubnik with time, everybody covered. Now his pass incomplete. Did not have a lot of that football. Looked like Wesco was open. It bounced to him. Clemson will bring on the field goal team here on 4th down and 5.
Easy decision here for Dabo Sweeney. Come away with points after the takeaway. Try to build some momentum going into half and cut this thing to an 11-point game.
Nolan Hooser, true freshman. He's had a couple of kicks blocked this year. Was the hero of the ACC championship game. .32-yard attempt. And it's good. So 21-10. Texas over Clemson with 1:33 to go. The Longhorns will get the football with 2 timeouts to work with. Going to be interesting when Texas gets the ball back, because on that last possession of back-to-back plays, 2 starting offensive linemen and their starting running back both went down. So we'll see if they're available, and if not, how Coach Sark handles the play calling.
100%, and that's what we don't know yet. Jake Majors, especially the center, so good. Hayden Connor, the left guard, he is the backup center, so we'll just see. It might be a shuffling of offensive line. If that's the case, maybe you just hand it off, try to lean on Jaden Blue, see if you're able to get a chunk run, but just fascinating to see exactly who trots out there for the starting this offensive line here to close out the half.
Year 4 for Sark, done a great job turning this program around. Just 5 wins his first year, but last year won 12. Penalty flag down as that kick goes out of play. And let's check in with Laura.
All right, we are keeping an eye on these Texas injuries down here, and we're about to see exactly who goes out there. But Contravian Wisner has been on the bike down here, trying to keep what looks like his right leg at least moving as much as possible, but he's been in a lot of pain. Jake Majors, the center who is so crucial to this team, he's in the locker room right now, so you will not see him out on the field. And then Cameron Williams came out of the medical tent, and the athletic trainer took his helmet. So we'll continue to monitor his status as well and get updates as we can leading into the second half.
Cameron Williams back out there, right tackle. Hayden Connor moves from left guard to center, and Cole Hudson in at left guard right now for this final drive of the first half.
Ewers to throw after the bad kick that went out of bounds. Long pass and almost interception by Terrell. Could not come up with it as he dove to the ground. Clearly Ewers not on the same page with Ryan Wingo, the receiver. Wingo getting more time with the injury to Isaiah Bond.
And Ryan Wingo works inside. Quinn Ewers tried to deliver that pass outside. So close for Avion Terrell, going down, trying to bring that interception in, goes right between his arms onto the turf.
And Cameron Williams just came out again. Trevor Gooseby back in at right tackle for this play. Ewers to the air again, trying to set up a screen, and Jaden Blue is loose. First down. Finally ripped to the ground at the 44 by Barnes, but a big play with just outside a minute to go in the half.
This is set up so well. Peter Woods gets that initial pressure. You got to plant, retrace if you feel screen. One of the best screen teams with a big conversion.
Blue on the move again inside the 40. Down to about the 38. Getting close to the field goal range for Bert Auburn, whose career long is 54 and made a 49-yarder this year. Texas has 2 timeouts. We'll get stoppages on first downs as well with a minute remaining. Pass play, Ewers. And that is broken up beautifully by Mickens, who had the pick earlier. Helm was the intended target. Now it's 3rd and 3 with a clock stop, 53 seconds left.
We're really good by R.J. Mickens. He reads this. Watch the ground that he closes as he comes in and is able to get the pass breakup. Outstanding job as he gets that hand in front. Now a big 3rd down. See them keep this on the ground here, Dave.
Instead, Ewers to the air with time. Now the pocket breaking down. Ewers taking off. Got the first down. And slides to the 26. Gain of 12 on 3rd and 3.
Peter Woods got on the wrong side of the center. That lane opened up. And an excellent pickup by Quinn Ewers. Ankle showing no effects on that first down conversion.
Ewers short throw. Inside the 20 is Moore. Short of the line to gain, so Sark will call a timeout. That will leave Texas with 1 and 33 seconds remaining. Certainly in field goal range now.
Well, it's a big 3rd down conversion by Quinn Ewers. I want you to watch Peter Woods. He's going to work, and he's going to get right here, and it's going to open up a lane for Quinn Ewers. You got to keep that 2-by-2 rush relationship, and as soon as he gets on the wrong side of the center, as that gap opens up, the identification by Ewers, tucks it, and he gets a big first down.
You were talking earlier, Dusty, about how Sark has turned things around, and you look at the depth of the O-line. You get 2 starters out there still moving the ball. The way the defensive line has been the last 2 years, that's the biggest difference. With, I mean, Texas was the only 1-loss team in conference games in the SEC this year in their first year.
Phenomenal. And Kyle Flood has got to be so proud of what they're able to do. And Hayden Connor's played a lot of football. He's a veteran. And to be able to have him slide over and fill that void of Jake Majors, and there's really no drop-off. It's tremendous. Now, Cole Hudson, he plays a lot of football. He rotates it anyway, and he slides in at left guard. But as you touch on, Dave, the depth that they've created up front, it's been a big difference in why Texas is back to one of the best teams in college football.
Ewers to throw again, firing into the end zone to Helm. Touchdown, Texas. Quinn Ewers with his 26th touchdown pass, 25 games in a row with a touchdown pass, the longest active streak in the country. Second all-time at Texas behind Colt McCoy, who's here today. And what a response by the Longhorns. They are back up 28-10.
Well, Gunnar Helm's such a weapon for this offense, and R.J. Mickens just going to look in the backfield and sink it too far up. Watch him here at safety. He's going to sink up, and here's Gunnar Helm. He's just going to wind up wide open. The pressure is non-existent from Clemson. The nice, clean pocket. Quinn Ewers can step into that throw, and a wide open tight end in the back of the end zone. Nice job by Gunnar Helm, the big man, getting his feet inbounds as he brings in a Texas touchdown.
Perfect throw by Ewers as well. Clemson had momentum, but Texas grabs it back in the closing moments of the second quarter. Second straight CFP appearance for Sark, and the Longhorns seeking their 5th ever 12-win season, will be the second time with 2 straight 12-win seasons, the other coming in 08-09, the last time Texas played for the national championship. Lost to Alabama back in 09. Adam Randall deep. And immediately signals for the fair catch so they don't lose any time. Start on their 25. The quarterback during that stretch, right there, Colt McCoy, who was outdueled that day by Greg McElroy, our colleague, in the national title game 2009 season.
He left early in that game.
He did get hurt.
Full disclosure, I think it was Marcel Darius who delivered a pretty big blow. What a phenomenal career by Colt McCoy. As you know, there with the Arizona Cardinals as well. Long tenure in the NFL. Broadcaster now. Had a good chat with him before the game. All right, Dave Pash, Matthew McConaughey. I bet he likes what he's saying here this afternoon.
One timeout left for Clemson, 28 seconds remaining, and Tigers just going to hand it off here. Jarvis Green out to the 28. Clemson can go with a little tempo, just try to get a chunk play on the ground on that first down and only came up with 3 yards. Klubnik steps up and his pass over the middle caught. First down, Green. So the clock will stop for a moment to reset the chains. Got a timeout, 6 seconds left. Can you get something 10 to 15 yards downfield? You're out of timeout, so now it's got to go to the sideline. Hopefully give your kicker a shot.
You got to get at least to the 40-yard line, and it's got to be quick. There's time, but it's got a timeout perfect. We were standing down there in the pregame, right there with Hoosier. From the 40, 57-yarder, he was just short. And I was going the other direction, but you want to get right inside the 40 to feel good about him being able to connect and maybe tack on 3 more here before the break.
We are a month away from the national championship being decided at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, January 20th. This is the first round. All these games on campus, including tonight in Columbus, and then bowl sites will host the quarterfinals and beyond. Arizona State awaits the winner of this game at the Peach, and Oregon at the Rose for the winner of the Buckeyes and the Vols. 6 seconds left, and Texas sending 5 defensive backs 20 to 30 yards downfield. Clemson just going to run out the half here. Jarvis Green tackled at the 44, and the first half of the first ever college football playoff game on the University of Texas campus in the books. Longhorns had a failed 4th down conversion, but still put up 28 points. And Sark is with Laura.
All right, thanks. Coach, we'll wait to get some injury updates for key players, but what can you say about the way this offense has clicked?
Well, we got balance, and that's something we needed to strive to have in this game. The running game got going early, and then we found some explosives in the pass game.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks a lot.
Here's Taylor McGregor with Dabo Swinney.
Thank you. Coach, what adjustments have to be made to slow down Texas's offense?
We got to get in there and talk about it. I mean, we can't stop them right now, so we got to find a way. Good job getting a couple turnovers, but we're just feast or famine on defense. That ain't a good thing.
Thank you. Dave.
Yeah, Clemson on pace to give up 600 yards in this first half. They're down 28-10 to the Longhorns. And on the other side of the break, it's the Mercedes-Benz halftime report with Kevin Agandi and Booger McFarland. All Texas at halftime.
BK melts. Wanna warm up? This sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BK melt season is tasty bliss. BK, have it your way.
Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
I commit to football.
So how about Texas responding? A 65-second drive. Quinn Ewers to Gunnar Helm. 25 straight games with a touchdown. That is Ewers in a passing game for Texas. Booger McFarland, Kevin Agandi here. Right now, 28-10. And when you look at the numbers, it feels like it's much bigger than that because of the physicality of Texas on the offensive defensive lines.
No doubt. And when you look at the way Texas's defensive line has been dominating the game, especially from a standpoint of getting it Klubnik, making him nervous in the passing game, and then on the offensive side of the football, Kev, it's really simple. When Texas runs the football, they average 189 yards rushing per game. When they lose the 2 games to Georgia, they average 30. Today, Kev, 148 yards rushing in the first half. So they are well on their way. And this offensive line, led by the Outland Trophy winner, Kelvin Banks Jr., is doing an outstanding job. They're opening holes, Kev, even you can run through.
Yeah, absolutely. Quintravion Wisner, fantastic. The Texas kid, 80 yards in the first half. Jaden Bluebeck, giddy up. And then here is Ewers. He looked really good in the first 2 quarters.
No doubt. And he was finding guys, Kev, easy throws. Sark did a really good job of dialing up throws that he could make that were real easy. Remember, no Isaiah Bond, so they got Gunnar Helm involved. Outstanding job by everyone involved in Burn On.
You mentioned the numbers here. Here's a breakdown. The first 13 games, what they did in the first half when it came to rushing, just 65 yards, nearly 150 yards on the ground. By the way, Clemson, on average, gives up 151 rushing yards per game.
Exactly, Kev. They're well on their way to giving that up and more today.
Big sign. That's good for Texas. The scrambling of Ewers as well. The ankle looks really good.
Yeah, good point.
Speaking of looking good, Penn State's defense, they do something we've never seen before in the playoff era. We'll show you next.
This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Game in Happy Valley, and they were happy with the defense. It was a nightmare for Kevin Jennings and SMU in the first half.
Yeah, just too many mistakes by Kevin Jennings. That one right, Kevin Jennings. That one right there, Kev probably should have ran and got the first down, and then he threw 2 pick sixes. He looked like a young man where the moment and the stage was a little bit too big for him, and some of his inadequacies, the off-balance throwing, the inaccurate throwing showed up in this game, and you felt bad for SMU because they've played a lot better throughout the season.
First time in the playoff era, a team had 2 pick sixes in a half. Dominic DeLuca and Tony Rojas. DeLuca again right there. SMU had given up 31 points all season off turnovers. They gave up 21 today. And it was a nightmare in the celebration on the other side for Penn State. Third team to win a playoff game without a passing touchdown, 38-10. And for Penn State, they face Boise State New Year's Eve in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl on ESPN. They're already favored by 11. That's the early line, Boog.
No doubt, because you're looking at the physicality of Penn State going up against Ashton Genty. If you can stop the run, you can beat Boise State. And you know that's what Penn State majors in, being physical, especially in their front seven.
Defense all stood out. Ahead, we'll get you ready for the primetime showdown in Columbus tonight.
So these are Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets. What are we thinking? Anyone?
Juicy.
I really like it.
Yeah, abomination.
So I think it tastes great. It's crispy. The sauce is good.
I personally like it. Oh! I laughed because I thought it was a joke. Right, Mark?
Don't be a nugget Nelly. Everyone loves Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets, even the person we paid not to.
'Tis the season to catch the rest of the season for just $49. With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV, you can watch your favorite teams all in one place, as long as you can see the TV. NFL Sunday Ticket, now just $49.
Need last-minute gifts? Kohl's has you covered. Then get 25% off some of the gifts on your list.
Playoff the first round home games. Nightcap tonight, primetime. Ohio State hosting Tennessee on ESPN ABC. The game time temps there in Columbus. Below 30, got the wind gust. This would be one of, if not the coldest game Tennessee's ever played in on record. Holly Rowe on the conditions from Columbus tonight.
Here in Columbus, it is 27 degrees, but feels like 19, and I can tell you this weather is going to be a challenge for both teams. I did speak with quarterbacks Will Howard and Nico Iamaleava. Will Howard of Ohio State said the last game he played before transferring here, when he was at Kansas State, there was 6 to 8 inches of snow, so he's not anticipating any problems. Nico Iamaleava is from California, and he said, I've played in cold weather before. It snowed in Knoxville this week. He said he played a 7-on-7 tournament in Nationals and threw a lot of touchdowns, but they lost the game. It will be a factor for both teams as they try to navigate the extreme cold here in Columbus. But I'm told no precipitation, so we're looking forward to a loud, exciting, if a little chilly football game.
Holly, thank you so much. Closer look at the quarterbacks, Boog. What will separate these two tonight?
Kev, I'm going to give you a couple numbers. For Nico Iamaleava, the number's 4. He needs 20-plus yard passes. He needs 4 of those. For Will Howard, the number's 0. It's really simple, Kev. He cannot throw any picks tonight.
Cannot. Okay. And get Jeremiah Smith the ball, right?
Get him the football as much as possible.
Okay. This game, again, a reminder on ESPN ABC, just over 2 hours away. They're expecting a lot of orange. Different kind of orange right now, dominating in Austin. You got blue to the house, and Texas up 28-10. The second half coming your way after this.
Texas Memorial Stadium, the first ever college football playoff game on campus. Matthew McConaughey, hey, the way that offensive line is blocking, he might be able to take some handoffs and get some movement here in the second half, because Dave Pash, Dusty DeVorchik in the booth. The way Texas blocked and the way they ran the ball, it opened things up in the passing game for Quinn Ewers. They basically got whatever they wanted on offense.
The offensive line really leaned on that Clemson defensive line, and this game was really blown open by the Texas rushing attack. It was Wisner, it was Blue, it was really the guys up front, include those tight ends as a part of that blocking game. 38-yard touchdown for Jaden Blue, and it was Contravian Wisner as well. Little gap scheme, pull out in front. DJ Campbell, Jake Majors paving a path. Clemson has to do something to limit and slow down this Texas rushing attack in the second half.
And we'll see what adjustments Clemson can make, and if they matter, because Texas is going to be on offense here to start the third quarter. Our first half stats brought to you, presented by Hims. We mentioned the ground attack, 116 yards before contact on the ground. Most points allowed in the first half this season by Clemson. Look at all that motion, too, that the Longhorns employ.
Move guys all around, a staple of Steve Sarkisian's offense. Misdirection, motion, give you so much to look at. And then offensive line play that's physically been dominant through 2 quarters.
2 new starters on the O-line for Texas to start the second half because of injuries. Incomplete pass intended for Golden. Terrell on the pass breakup. Here's Taylor.
We have to get a stop. That is what Dabo Swinney made very clear to me. And Dusty, you mentioned Texas's rushing attack. They had 148 yards on the ground in the first half, which is almost as much as Clemson usually gives up per game. So he says that is the biggest focus. And then as for Cade Klubnik, he really liked the way he played, but he said he cannot be taking sacks.
And he took a couple there in that first half. Here's Wisner back on the field, pinballing off defenders. And a gain of about 7. Here's Laura.
Well, Dave, that's the good news. You see Quintravian Wisner back out there after he dealt with injuries at the end of the first half. But as you mentioned, this Texas O-line is going to look different. Jake Majors, the center, who is so important to this team, still has not come back out here. And we do see Hayden Connor in as the center. He's the backup center. Cole Hudson in at left guard. And Trevor Gooseby, impressive. He's at right tackle, but guys, he can also play left.
He did against Georgia and held up okay in that SEC championship game loss. Ewers finds a wide open DeAndre Moore for a first down to move the chains with Mickens there defensively.
A nice job by DeAndre Moore, just finding open space, delayed in his route. Clemson's second level defenders did not identify him in an easy pitch and catch to move the chains.
Clemson had an interception midway through the second quarter, returned for a touchdown that made it 21-14. But because of a penalty for an illegal blindside block by a D lineman, Trey Williams, on Jake Majors, hurt on that play, Clemson had to settle for a field goal. Now Ewers dumps it off. Gunnar Helm on the catch out to the 48. Ewers, for the most part, has been very sharp in this game. Just 4 incompletions. One of those was an interception.
Well, just one-on-one. Barrett Carter working against the talented tight end. Good route. And enough separation created for another nice completion from Quinn Ewers.
Wisner dropped by R.J. Mickens at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up third down and a yard.
Mickens flying downhill from that safety position, making that play right at the line of scrimmage.
And Arch Manning coming in here, Dusty. We saw this once in the first half. Usually he's on the field to run the ball. He did not when he was on the last time, and he handed it off.
You go Q counter, read zone.
And Arch going to throw it his first pass since early November against Florida. Instead, he takes off and breaks a tackle to get the first down. 6'4", 225-pound redshirt freshman, nephew of Peyton and Eli.
Well, play action. He stands strong in the pocket, and he sees he's got space on the perimeter. Good strong running from the arm tackle of TJ Parker. Tries to get him down, but it's going to take more than just a swipe at the leg of the strong running Arch Manning to get him to the ground.
Fresh set of downs in midfield. Not a great snap. Ewers got rid of the pass. Oh, a catch by Helm on the screen. A one-handed grab. And a gain of about 15 before he's pushed out by Sammy Brown.
Well, once again, they're going to dial up this pressure. Mickens is going to come from depth. And they time this screen up so perfectly. How about the talented one-handed grab there by Helm? Back behind him, brings it in. And a nice pickup.
Ewers had little trouble with a snap, in trouble here. And just takes a sack back at the 40-yard line. No surprise he didn't throw the ball away there. He was outside the pocket. It's a loss of 4.
Yeah, really surprised there, Dave. He got outside the pocket, could have just thrown it out of bounds. He also had 81 Juan Davis. Looked like he had some space in front, but when Ewers felt the pressure and just let it go down.
These are the little things that have some fans concerned about Quinn Ewers, and can he lead them to a national championship?
I don't think anything much I've seen today would give me that concern. Quinn Ewers has been really good here in this game so far.
Weisner on 2nd and 14, trying to cut it back. And good play there to get off a block and make a tackle at the 39-yard line by TJ Parker. We really have not called Parker's name this game very often. He's got 11 sacks and 19 tackles for a loss on the year, but he's been neutralized.
They use those hands, get off the block. Nice job on 2nd down. This is an important 3rd down. You kind of wonder with the way they've run it, probably 4-down territory already here to start this 2nd half for Texas.
Ewers from the pocket, firing it deep, and incomplete, but a flag. Avion Terrell, defending Matthew Golden, will get called for pass interference.
Pass interference, defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, and Avion Terrell, boy, he's their best cornerback. It's good on good. Matthew Golden, and the left arm, just too much contact as he works into the body of Matthew Golden. Starts that contact early, keeps it on. There's a grab, there's a hold. There's too much contact, and it's an easy flag down the field.
So 1st down via penalty inside the 25-yard line. Dabo coaching up Avion a little bit. Avion, the younger brother of A.J. Terrell. Played at Clemson, now in the NFL with the Falcons. Texas's red zone problems have gone away here today. Weisner on the cutback. Inside the 15, inside the 10. Finally brought down by Mickens to save another Texas touchdown. Gain of 19.
Left side just completely caved everything down, led by Kelvin Banks, and a great cutback by Weisner.
Weisner on the carry was met in the hole by D lineman. Check that. That was Mickens on the stop, but he was able to bounce off and get an extra yard.
Kelvin Banks, the Outland Award winner, the Lombardi Award winner, completely caves everything down off that left side. You see the vision from Weisner. And this downhill rushing attack for Texas continues as Arch Manning checks back in the game.
3rd time we've seen him. Had a big touchdown run in the red zone in the win over Texas A&M in the regular season finale. He's got 4 rushing scores on the season. Manning driven down at the 2-yard line by Peyton Page.
Nice job by Peyton Page, is working down the line of scrimmage. See TJ Parker getting some of that penetration inside. Big 55, the veteran defensive tackle with a nice stop right at the line of scrimmage.
And Ewers back on the field for Manning. Ewers missed 2 games this season due to injury. And an extra offensive lineman in there, Malik Ogbo and Jarrett Gibson in at fullback, and they got a D lineman in as well. They hand it off, and what a play by Peter Woods on the takedown of the runner Jarrett Gibson to make it 4th down and goal. And Texas will try a field goal.
They're going to kick this field goal. Watch Peter Woods just come right down inside immediately, get this penetration, and get a big-time negative play. Good pad leverage, plays the low block, gets in the backfield. It's a big stop for Clemson.
Chance to go up 25, which you'd have to think puts the game out of reach. But even with that made field goal, Clemson down 3 scores. Texas in command with 8:10 to go in the 3rd.
70 yards. And you see the deep shot down the field to Matthew Golden. Just let your receiver get behind the coverage and go make a play. And Gunnar Helm always going to be a top target for Quinn Ewers. The safety comes down. Quinn Ewers identifies it. And when you give him time from the clean pocket, he can deliver the football. Everything going Texas way offensively here to this point.
Sark raved about the growth in leadership for Quinn Ewers over the last couple of years. Showing some resilience after struggling in the SEC title game. On the fair catch by Randall, it will come out to the 25. Clemson opened the game with a great drive. 12 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown. But since 6 possessions, just over 100 yards, a couple of 3-and-outs, 3 poor punts, and an interception.
Seen that Texas defense really do a good job getting pressure, winning the line of scrimmage, contested throws all over the field. What's had them atop of so many rankings in statistical categories all throughout the course of the season. What adjustments does Garrett Riley and this offense make coming out of half?
Texas with 3 points on its opening possession. Took a lot of time off the clock. Klubnik hitching and firing to Brenningstool, the tight end. At a gain of about 8 on the first play for Clemson of the 3rd quarter.
It's reminiscent of the opening drive. Zone coverage from Texas. Quick, decisive throw from Kate Klubnik, finding his big tight end in that open spot in the zone.
Klubnik to the air again. Long throw. Wesco comes back to make the catch. And it's a 1st down at about the 42-yard line.
That is a long throw, as you mentioned. Far hash outside to the near sidelines. And once again, really good route and timing from Brian Wesco and Kate Klubnik.
Can they get some explosive plays in the passing game to try to get back in the ball game? It's one of the reasons they won 10 games this year. Klubnik stepping up, looking downfield. Instead, he's hit. He gets out of there, and eventually the ball comes out. They have not ruled yet whether he got rid of the ball. It was recovered anyway by Walker Parks, the right guard, and they're marking it back at the 28 for a 14-yard loss.
Another timely blitz from Gilbo coming off the edge. He gets the initial pressure, works back underneath the offensive lineman at Clemson, and Kate Klubnik, he's just trying to throw the football. Almost disastrous. Fortunately, Walker Parks able to jump on top, avoiding an absolute disaster.
Klubnik again in trouble. Has a completion out to the 35, but about 15 yards short. 15 yards short of the 1st down. TJ Moore has been shaken up earlier in the game, back out there. And now it's 3rd and long.
This Texas defensive line, they continue to get pressure on Kate Klubnik. That time it was Barron Sorrell. Once you start to beat an offensive line as a defensive lineman, you really start to feel it as this Texas crowd comes to their feet. Can Clemson protect and give Kate Klubnik the time to distribute the football?
Here they come with pressure. Klubnik again in trouble, gets away from Barron, throws on the run, incomplete. Well, that was interesting, as Antonio Williams, the wide receiver, didn't look like he ever saw the ball. He kind of stopped. Makuba, the former Clemson Tiger, was in the area.
Well, this time it's Jahdae Barron on the blitz to get Kate Klubnik outside the pocket. You're exactly right. Antonio Williams never locates this football. And it was Andrew Makuba who was all over it, just through the hands of the quarterback's former teammate.
Another punt from Swanson. He's only averaged about 34 yards a kick. The fair catch made by Bolden around the 20-yard line. The Texas ball again. Andrew Makuba spent 3 years with Clemson. Now back home where he grew up in Austin. Texas up big. In Columbus on ESPN and ABC against Tennessee.
Those are two very talented football teams. There's no doubt Ohio State is extremely talented. I'm curious, how do they get over that hangover from Michigan? Should be a great scene there in Columbus, but Tennessee, it can run the football extremely well. Dylan Sampson, that defensive line and defense overall is really good. I think we're going to have a heavyweight bout on our hands here tonight. There in the horseshoe.
Meanwhile, Texas looking maybe to put Clemson away with a touchdown drive. Up by 21. And Jaden Blue straight ahead into the arms of Woods and Page for a short gain.
Nice job by the Clemson defensive line, getting off of blocks, winning the line of scrimmage. A little change for Clemson. Now Peter Woods is working out to defensive end. They got a little more size and girth out there, going with essentially 3 defensive tackles. You've got Page, Capehart, now Woods. All 3 guys over 300 pounds on that front for the Tigers.
Ewers stepping up and floating it deep downfield for Wingo, and Wingo can't come up with it. Ashton Hampton, true freshman corner, in there at the last second, it looked like, against Wingo.
They love Ashton Hampton. His role has continued to increase and increase. Excellent growth. He gets his hand in here at the right time. A little contact before it gets there, but breaks over the hands and creates the pass breakup. Wingo unable to bring it in. True freshman on true freshman down the field.
As you said, probably should have been pass interference with the contact before the ball arrived. Now it's 3rd and 9, a must-have defensively for the Tigers, and Ewers trying to set up a screen, and Woodaz broke it up. Incomplete pass. Wisner, the intended receiver. Boy, Woodaz has made some key plays on 3rd down today.
Wade Woodaz is smart, and they had to be good with their eyes and know exactly what they were seeing. Watch Wade Woodaz. He's going to work over the top, read this perfectly, and get a big stop for this Clemson defense. Trying to just set up the running back screen. How many different screens have we seen throughout the course of the day? Wade Woodaz with excellent recognition and making a play.
So Michael Kern will punt it deep to Antonio Williams. Clemson's defense able to get off the field. Williams under it. Made the first man miss. Juking in the hole and getting out to the 45.
Tigers trying to hang around. They're down 3 touchdowns, but they're not going out without a fight. Big play from Wade Woodaz as the Clemson defense gets a stop.
Steve Sarkisian was looking for advice preseason on successful playoff runs, so he called some buddies in the NFL, Bill Belichick, Kyle Shanahan, Andy Reid, and Sean McVay. The common themes were having your best players healthy at the right time and less physical practices at time, which was an adjustment for Sark, guys.
And Sark did spend a little time in the NFL with the Falcons as their offensive coordinator, as Adam Randall gets maybe a yard or 2.
And it's a delicate balance, right? Because, and he knows, being with Coach Saban, you got to practice physical to be physical, but you want to have your bodies healthy at the right time of the season. And he's been pushing all the right buttons, because if one thing we've seen from Texas today, it's a physical football team.
Klubnik, downfield pass. Briggs doing a great catch, stabbing it at a 27-yard line. Gain of 28 on the play.
Boy, this catch is excellent. Corner route, open, fits it over the corner. An excellent job going up and bringing that ball in.
Klubnik dumping it off, and Randall couldn't handle it. That was a forward pass, so incomplete pass.
You had called for this last possession. They need to hit some chunk plays, some vertical plays down the field. Watch the 6'6" tight end fully elevate. Wide stretch, the catch radius, the strong hands, and a very important completion down 3 touchdowns.
Phil Maffa has not returned, battling that shoulder issue, so rotation of different backs, including Adam Randall as a wide receiver who's touched the ball as a running back and dropped the ball on that last pass. So 2nd and 10. Play action to Williams, and Klubnik, wide open, touchdown, Jarvis Green out of the backfield. A huge score for the Tigers. First career touchdown for Green, and it comes in a playoff game.
Well, Garrett Riley said that he's got great hands. Watch him come out of the backfield just on a wheel route and come up. And it's the safety. It's Michael Tapp who cheats inside just enough. He comes inside over Brenningstool. Nobody there with the running back out of the backfield. And a big-time touchdown for Clemson here late in this 3rd quarter.
2 touchdown passes for Klubnik. That's an achievement when you consider that coming into today, Texas had given up 4 passing touchdowns all season. And with the extra point, late 3rd quarter, Clemson not done yet.
Defense got to stop. The offense paid it off. Touchdown for the Tigers.
Psoriasis held me back, but now with Skyrizi, I'm all in. Thanks to Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many even achieved 100% clear skin. Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today.
Nico Iamaleava, the starting quarterback for Tennessee, on the road in Columbus in our last first-round game on campus at the Shoe. Game day was there. What a great scene. It's been tremendous here in Austin with over 100,000 fans. Never experienced anything like this with these first-round playoff games on campus. Great scenes in South Bend State College as well last night and earlier today. Touchback. Texas will start on its 25. College basketball season is heating up. The tournament right around the corner. Watch the NCAA March Madness Men's Tournament beginning March 18th. TBS, CBS, TNT, True TV, and streaming on Max.
They're not doing some college basketball this year. Anybody grab your eye yet?
Hard to say. Okay. It's so early in the year, and a lot of the teams that people thought were going to be really good are struggling right now.
Hey, one thing.
SEC looks dominant in college basketball.
They were dominant against the ACC. Dabo Swinney talked about this team having leadership and being resilient. Bounce back in this ball game here late in the 3rd.
Ewers, after a 3 and out, completes it. Gunnar Hill making defenders miss. And to the 41-yard line, gain of 16.
Gunnar Hill having himself a ball game, working right over the middle of this defense. You see underneath, it's Wingo, and on that 2nd level, it's Gunnar Hill. But one thing he's really worked on is after the catch. You see, after he made that catch, making some defenders miss.
Ewers to throw again. And the defender falls down, but a flag was thrown in his direction. Avion Terrell already got called for pass interference. He was defending Matthew Golden, and it's going to be on Clemson.
Pass interference, defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Good pressure on the inside from Capehart, but Terrell, 2nd time he's been called. I don't know about that one, Dave.
Didn't like that one.
No, I didn't like that at all.
I think that's a no call, right?
Yeah, both those guys fighting for position. Golden with just as much contact creating as it was on Terrell.
4th penalty on Clemson, none on Texas. That's a reverse of what we saw during the regular season. Clemson, one of the least penalized teams. Texas, 91st in the country in penalties. But no infraction so far in this game. Jaden Blue gets the carry. And all the way down to the 36. Way too much to allow again on the ground on first down for Clemson. It's been the story of the game, though. Texas pounding the football. Remember, there was a pick six that was overturned due to a penalty. Still was an interception by Clemson, turned into 3 points, but I don't know that it matters because Clemson can't stop Texas if it doesn't turn the ball over. Get whatever they want, although like a penalty here, this will be the first on the Longhorns.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
The old announcer jinx. I'd mentioned no penalties 2 plays ago, and they get one. Rivalry reignites with the Blues and Blackhawks in the NHL Winter Classic live from Wrigley Field in Chicago on New Year's Eve. Coverage begins 4 p.m. TNT and Max.
Why would you do that, Dave? Come on, you've been doing this long enough. It won't be a jinx.
And poor Goosby's played so well, coming in for Cameron Williams, the injured right tackle. Blue inside the 40. Just a couple there. So a huge third down coming up. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And Will, you start to think about this might be 4-down territory because as we talked with Sark with Bert Auburn, he said around 50 is kind of the threshold for him kicking field goals. So depending on what you get on third down, could easily be 4-down territory here for Texas.
Saw Sark there calling the plays. You can talk into the headset, the communication device, and the headset of Quinn Ewers up until 15 on the play clock. They decide to run it, and Jaden Blue is down at the 36-yard line, so it's 4th down.
I think he's going to go for it here. I think that was all built into that on third down, knowing that if we get right around there, because this is right outside of where he told us he felt confident about Bert Auburn, and the offense stays on the field as expected.
Analytics say go. They went for it on 4th down and failed inside the 30-yard line of Clemson in the first half. To be a huge stop, obviously, for the Tigers.
Multiple tight ends off the left side.
Jaden Blue in the backfield. Ewers to throw on 4th down. And it's dropped a little behind Matthew Golden, and a turnover on downs.
Wow, a rare misfire, and it's a shallow crosser. Matthew Golden's open now. He's a sure-handed receiver. It's a catchable ball, but Quinn Ewers, if he just puts this out in front, it is an easy first down. This ball behind him. Golden working away from the football, unable to bring that in. That's when Quinn Ewers wishes he had back, Dave. He puts that on his numbers. It's an easy first down. Instead, it's Clemson football with a chance to cut this to a 1-score lead.
Saw the shove afterwards by Golden, not seen by the official. And now Cade Klubnik, who grew up about 10 minutes from this stadium, but grew up a Clemson fan. His parents both went to Texas A&M. He did come to some Texas games as a youngster. Has a chance in the city he grew up in, lead his team down the field to get them within a score. Winner to play Arizona State in the quarterfinal in Jan 1. They run the ball. Keith Adams Jr. Dad Keith Sr. in the Clemson Hall of Fame. Great linebacker. Picks up about 5 yards.
He's a big running back. Short, stocky, 5'9", 215. Good physical run on first down.
Klubnik, 3-time state champ at legendary Westlake, throws a dart for a first down. TJ Moore out of bounds in Texas territory. Gain of 12.
Well, Cade Klubnik and these freshman receivers, the timing is so good. Going to be an out route. And as soon as he's coming out of his break, that ball's coming out of Cade Klubnik's hands. Right now, Muhammad gets spun around, falls down. Really well done by TJ Moore on the outside.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Klubnik taking a shot and overshoots his intended receiver Wesco, and that ends the third quarter. Clemson football down 14, 1 quarter to go. A spot in the quarters at stake. Winner advances, loser goes home.
Okay, with me. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oops, Fruit Loops, find the loopy side.
And service, get more with Geico.
This holiday, she's not settling for anything less
than the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut, featuring pizza, breadsticks, and dessert starting at $19.99.
It's a good deal, bro.
Get the holidays delivered with Pizza Hut.
You're watching the CFP first round presented by Allstate. What a scene here in Austin. 100,000 strong for the first ever on-campus college football playoff game at the University of Texas. The Longhorns have dominated. 31-17 they lead. They were outscored in the third quarter, and Clemson is in Texas territory as we start the final frame. Winner advancing to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl on Jan 1 on ESPN to face Big 12 champ Arizona State. Clemson champions of the ACC. Texas in as an at-large. Klubnik to throw. The Austin native hits Williams. Did he get a foot down in bounds? He did. It's a catch at the 27-yard line.
Wow, how about the concentration from Antonio Williams? Climbs the ladder, high points the football, foot in. Wow, awareness on the sideline. Just saw his eyes go down to his feet to make sure he's in. Big-time play by one of the ACC's best wide receivers.
75 catches now in the year. Williams missed most of last year due to injury. Had a great bounce-back campaign. Another pass play. Everybody covered. Klubnik finds an open receiver for about 8 yards. It's T.J. Moore.
I remember a season ago when the message was Clemson had no wide receivers. How about the way these receivers have performed this season and here throughout this game? Once again, the freshman T.J. Moore going up, strong hands, and secure the catch, and a nice pickup on first down.
Still no Phil Maffa at running back, so relying on backups. And their quarterback to run, Klubnik inside the 15 and down to about the 11-yard line. 11-yard gain for Klubnik on the ground.
Well, this is the quarterback draw. Keith Adams, watch him come up and ISO right here on the linebacker. Staple run that Clemson likes to do. That's very well done by the sophomore running back. Getting a piece of that linebacker and open extra yardage for Cade Klubnik.
Texas has not allowed a fourth quarter touchdown in a month and a half. Week 9 against Florida, and that was in a game Texas was blowing out the Gators.
Jarvis Green back in. He's the pass-catching running back.
Had a touchdown in the last scoring drive for Clemson. Delayed blitz from Gilbo, and Klubnik just going to throw it away with everybody covered. Good job in the secondary by the Texas corners. Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner for the best defensive back, the third ever at Texas, tied with LSU. And Oklahoma for the most. Came back to school. He was playing inside in the second and moved into corner as his draft grade he thought was too low. Wanted to be a corner in the NFL. Came back for his senior season, his 5th year. Got 5 picks on the season. Adams with room off the left side. Stood up, but still fighting, and they blow it dead at the 4. Third down and a couple.
A nice perimeter run there. Good blocking out front by Jake Brenningstool. That time Adams able to get to the edge of the perimeter, setting up third and very manageable here for this Clemson offense.
4 down territory, you would think at this point of the game.
Cade Klubnik as the runner, putting the ball in his hands.
Klubnik in trouble, and he gets drilled. Back at the 6-yard line. Vernon Broughton was there for Texas. 4th down.
Yeah, Vernon Broughton, Alfred Collins. We hadn't called their names very much, but watch the 2 big men inside getting work done. They've been a key piece of this defense all season. The initial penetration by Broughton, and then Collins with a takedown. And Clemson feeling like they've got to go for it and get a touchdown here in this spot.
They just lost 3 yards on 3rd down, so it's 4th and 6.
Antonio Williams in the slot.
Then get a first down without getting a touchdown. Klubnik on the move, fires, ends up wide open. T.J. Moore, touchdown Clemson. How did Texas lose him? Klubnik with 3 passing touchdowns back in his hometown.
Against a Texas pass defense that only given up 4 passing touchdowns all season long. And just like that, Clemson right back in this ball game.
Hoser makes it 31-24 with 11:43 to go. Penalty marker is down. Dabo Swinney has been
offside. Defense number 24. Penalties decline. The score is good.
Dabo Swinney been in this position a lot. 7 college football playoff appearances, second only to Alabama. But they missed the last 3 years, back in it this year and in the game again.
Well, it's zone coverage from this defense of Texas, and you're going to see the eyes are on the quarterback. They get lost. And how about TJ Moore? He finds the open space, he finds the open grass, and it's a touchdown for Clemson.
And Clemson was down 21, back within 7 with a ton of time left. Cade Klubnik, the hot hand, 3 touchdown passes. Back here in Austin, we start at Westlake High School, won 3 state championships. Going toe-to-toe with Quinn Ewers in a legendary high school championship game in Texas in 2021. What interesting decision there by Matthew Golden to bring it out 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he doesn't even make it to the 20-yard line.
What felt like Texas was completely pulling away with this game when they were up 21. But Cade Klubnik, he says, not so fast, my friend. A big-time throw to Jake Brenningstool, a touchdown to the true freshman running back, Jarvis Green. Then the defense gets a stop. Big throw to Antonio Williams, and he finds another true freshman, TJ Moore, in the middle of the end zone. And Clemson back in this ball game, down 7.
2 touchdown passes in the second half for Klubnik. Now it's Ewers' turn. Completion. Woodaz on the tackle of Golden. A gain of a handful. Some pressure now on Ewers. Did not have a great throw on that 4th down pass. Did have a terrific touchdown pass earlier in the game. He's played well for the most part, but obviously all the eyes of Texas on him, given some of his struggles this year at times.
I just wonder if you get back to running the football, get back to leaning on that run game that's been so impactful throughout the course of the game.
Ewers still second-team All-SEC. Had a very good season. Missed a couple games due to injury. They will run it on 2nd and 4. And Blue breaks free past the 40. The race is on. Blue inside the 10. All the way for the Texas touchdown. 77 yards. Well, you called for them to go back to the ground game that was so effective in the first half. They do it one time, and it turns into a touchdown from 77 yards away to put Texas back up 2 scores. Longest play from scrimmage this year for Texas.
Well, Kelvin Banks wasn't available in the SEC championship game. The Lombardi and Outland Trophy winner is available today. Watch this man getting work done and getting up on the 2nd level and paving a path for Jaden Blue. Kelvin Banks gets up on Sammy Brown, gets the key securing block, and you see that speed in the perimeter, a poor angle by the safety Khalil Barnes, and just like that, the Horns back on top, 2 scores.
100,000 loving the light show here at TKR Texas Memorial Stadium, and leading the charge is the great Matthew McConaughey. But Dabo Swinney said, you know, I know it's a playoff game, we're here to win, but I gotta meet him. I've never met him. And they did get a chance to exchange pleasantries before going to battle tonight.
The captain of cool, right? He's almost as cool as the great Dave Pasch.
38-24, Texas leading after that 77-yard touchdown run. See if Clemson can respond again, but offense hasn't been the issue as much as the defense, giving up almost 300 rushing yards to the Longhorns attack in this game. So touchback, it'll come out to the 25. And if Dabo wants to know, here's video proof that the two did get a chance to meet.
The Minister of Culture, we were talking with Dabo on the call this week about his favorite McConaughey movies.
Just one of the cool things about the playoff, too, being on campus, where you got the Texas fans. He's here, obviously, at every Texas advances, he'd be at those games as well. But just having it here in Austin, even though the first two games weren't competitive, just the fact that this is, I think, a big win for college football, having these first-round games. I'd love to see at some point, maybe even the quarterfinals go that direction. Klubnik going back to work. Long throw in traffic, incomplete. Trying to hit T.J. Moore with Gavin Holmes in coverage. One more first-round game tonight from Columbus. It'll be Ohio State and Tennessee. Winner to play Oregon.
And back to your comment, I agree. I don't know if that's in the cards in the future, and I know everybody in college football wants to see competitive football games, but these home venues, these fan bases have delivered, and this is what we love, the passion, the pageantry, these scenes in college football. Been great.
Klubnik going for more again, wrapped up immediately at the 30-yard line by Barron. They'll pick up about 5 or 6. Third down coming up.
This crowd coming to life, getting on their feet. An important third down. Clemson has to match that 70-yard touchdown from Texas.
Second straight year in the playoff for Steve Sarkisian's team. They lost in the semifinal last year to Washington, trying to get to the quarters and beyond. If they win, they played Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl January 1st. Klubnik from the pocket, lobbing it. There was some contact, but what a dime. Pulled in by T.J. Moore inside the Texas 40-yard line.
And this is with pressure in his face. Vernon Broughton's going to be right in the face of Cade Klubnik. How about the touch on this football? T.J. Moore gets past the coverage of Muhammad. That ball could not have been placed any perfect for Cade Klubnik. This is big-time stuff from the Clemson quarterback.
29 yards to Moore. And Clemson on the move again. Plenty of time. Outside 9.5 to go. Trailing by 14. Play clock inside of 5 seconds. Klubnik stepping up, and the pass way off the mark. Hard to tell if that was a forward or backwards pass. If that's a backwards pass, that's a loss of about 3 or 4, but it's ruled a forward pass and incomplete.
Looked like he was moving forward. He kind of takes a shot as he tries to deliver that jump pass by Trey Moore off the edge. Climbing, stepping up in that pocket as he throws that ball.
Ooh, shot to the face there that time.
The head there from Trey Moore. Fortunate, didn't draw a flag.
Pressure off the edge. Klubnik gets rid of the pass, going for more, and he secures it. What a grab! T.J. Moore coming up huge again on this drive, down to the 10.
When it's just one-on-one outside, and Simmons is coming off the edge, and you could tell Cade Klubnik felt the pressure. One-on-one again, Moore on Muhammad, and it's Moore winning once again. And a dime delivered by Klubnik, and a great catch by T.J. Moore.
I mean, Muhammad grabbed his face mask, ripped his shirt, and he still caught it with one hand. Klubnik end zone for Moore. Almost did it again with one hand with Muhammad in coverage. Incomplete pass. Second down.
Well, they have found a matchup that they like, and they're going to continue to go after outside man-to-man coverage as we've got flag on the field.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 11. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's on Colin Simmons. It'll put the ball at the 5-yard line. First and goal.
Oh, well, he delivered a shot to Kate Klubnik after he delivers the football. Talented true freshman wins off the edge. Gotta hold up there. Gotta hold up. You gotta just find a way to hold off.
Took more than 2 steps. You're going to get flagged. Klubnik over the middle, and Wesco could not make the catch. Gavin Holmes in coverage, 2nd down and goal.
Tight coverage out there from Gavin Holmes. Wesco trying to win inside. On a slant, a little delay. That's really good tight coverage from the outside on Gavin Holmes. Kate Klubnik stepping up big here in this second half, willing his team back in this football game.
Can he do it again? 3 downs here to get it in the end zone to make it a 1-score game with 8:46 to go. Klubnik in trouble, steps up, breaks a tackle, diving, and down to about the 1. It'll be 3rd down and goal from there.
It's a design quarterback draw, running back up, isolating on the linebacker. Gets him right there around the 1-yard line. Change of personnel, big personnel coming in now, Dave.
2 downs to get it into the end zone from the 1-yard line. Kate Klubnik, 3 passing touchdowns on the day. And we've got a timeout. Clemson having to use one there. Would love to have saved that for late game, but Dabo has the ABC and ESPN from Columbus. Meanwhile, Clemson got caught in a line change. Too many men on the field. Dabo Swinney had to use a timeout, so just 2 left in a 2-score game. But 3rd and goal on the 1. 4-down territory for the Tigers.
Big personnel in here. Keith Adams, a physical running back.
Klubnik instead going to keep it, and down he goes. No gain on the play. 4th down. David Benda on the stop.
Benda, low lay as well. Excellent job scraping down the line of scrimmage. No surprise. Kate Klubnik keeps it in his hand. And where's Garrett Riley going to go on this crucial 4th down?
What would you do here on 4th down?
I'm looking for my big tight end, Jake Brenningstool. Jake Brenningstool, 6'6". He's a red zone weapon. He's a big-time target.
He's lined up in the backfield. In fact, they got 3 men back there with Klubnik. And it's a straight-ahead handoff. Stuffed. Adams down at the 1. Texas turns over the Tigers on downs.
Texas defense has led the way this entire season. And what a huge stop on the goal line of Clemson. Knocking on the door, and it's Big Bill Norton inside. Watch him win. Right at the point of attack, you'll see Barron Sorrell off the backside, but it's Bill Norton winning at the point of attack over Parks and stuffing Keith Adams at the goal line.
Texas not out of trouble yet. Getting out of the end zone barely is Jaden Blue. No gain, got back to the line of scrimmage. Clock is moving, though. Next snap will come inside. 7 minutes to go with Texas still up 14.
Just got to get some breathing room here. Give yourself some space if you're Texas. Obviously start to really bleed that clock. Shrink this game best you possibly can. Every second important that you can milk off that clock.
There's a lot of trust in Quinn Ewers. We'll see if they let him throw it here, if they just try to run it again. Something they've done very successfully in this game, but obviously tough down here. Ewers will throw, lobs it, and the pass is incomplete, but a flag. Another pass interference call coming on Avion Terrell. It'll be his 3rd of this game. In coverage against Wingo.
Pass interference, defense, number 20, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Avion Terrell working with that left arm. Going to draw the pass interference call. One-on-one isolated with Ryan Wingo, the bigger wide receiver. He just can't grab that jersey and get a handful like that.
Just don't understand, if you're Avion Terrell, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in that position? Got his head turned around late, but grabbing the jersey, you're just asking to get a penalty. Jaden Blue straight ahead for one, but again, the clock moving here with the next snap coming around 6 minutes to go. You saw the trust again that Sark has in Quinn Ewers, letting him throw the ball there, anticipating maybe getting that pass interference call. Worst case scenario. Now, if that's an incomplete pass, it's 3rd and 10 from your 1.
Avion Terrell, his 3rd pass interference called on him here in this second half.
Ewers to throw. Stepping up, climbing the pocket, and now crunched at the 18. Let's check it with Laura.
Well, Dave, it hasn't mattered much for Texas because Jaden Blue has run the ball so well, but Quintravian Wisner tried to come back out at the beginning of this second half and then has not been out for a few offensive possessions. Just something to keep an eye on if Texas is able to advance. Also, Jake Majors, the injured center, has been moving around doing some exercises on the sideline. That could be potential good news depending on the severity of what he's dealing with.
And if they advance, Laura, they will get a couple extra days, about 10 days before that next game. The 2 weeks really helped get Kelvin Banks back after he missed the SEC championship game. Sark going to take the clock down here and use a timeout. 5:13 to go in a critical 3rd down. Coming up for the Longhorns. Ohio State, Tennessee tonight. Penn State roll today. Now plays Boise State and Notre Dame, Georgia. Without Carson Beck, could the Irish be the favorite in that game?
I think that is a coin flip game, and it's going to be fantastic down in the Big Easy. 2 outstanding defenses, 2 physical rushing attacks, and I think with Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, that's what we're going to see Georgia lead into, kind of like they did in the second half against Texas in the SEC championship.
And with Penn State throttling SMU and now playing a Boise team that many think aren't as good as Penn State.
I think that's going to be fascinating. I mean, you know, that Boise State team played Oregon so well early in the season. Ashton Genty's been phenomenal. How will he stack up against that Penn State defense?
They got a bye because they're one of the top 4 highest ranked conference champs. That's why they're there, and Penn State is lower than them. Ewers to throw on 3rd down and long. Has a ton of time. Everybody covered. So Ewers finds Blue underneath. It's going to be close. Right at the line to gain. Looks like he has enough by about a half a yard. 1st down, Texas.
Well, this is really good by Quinn Ewers. He allows Jaden Blue to come out of the backfield, come open. Terrell's in no man's land at corner. He continues to sink. He doesn't drive on the flat. And it's an excellent find by Quinn Ewers and an important 1st down here late.
That might be the killer, because now you can continue to milk the clock in a 2-score game instead of maybe Texas having to punt. Clemson getting it with 4:45 left. 2 timeouts. Remember, you get the official 2-minute timeout as well now. They keep it on the ground with Jarrett Gibson. Splatters the pile at the 30, gain of 3. Next snap will come inside 4 minutes here for the Longhorns.
There's a lot of trust in Jarrett Gibson, the true freshman. He's talented. He's thick. He's talking with the running backs coach yesterday, Tashard Choice, who's done a sensational job with that room, and he says he calls him Baby Rhino. But he had some fumble issues earlier in the season. Trusting him here late in this crucial juncture of the game.
Texas trying to get its 12th win. It would be its 5th ever 12-win season. Would be the 2nd straight for just the 2nd time in program history. Last national championship 20 years ago. Good job that time up front by Clemson as Gibson is taken down by Woodaz and company. So 3rd down.
Obviously another crucial 3rd down. You start to kind of think about Dabo Swinney not going to start to use his timeouts just yet. Texas here in this 3rd down. I'd expect they're going to put the ball in Quinn Ewers' hands. and let him get another first down. And well, if they get another first down, start to look at the possessions and the time left.
And taking about 4 minutes off the clock. That fourth down stop at the 1 happened with about 7 minutes to go. 3rd and 7. And they run it. First down. Jared Gibson still going. Finally brought down at the 49-yard line. A gain of 25.
Well, how about this? How about Trevor Groosby outside? He's going to get a key block. The redshirt freshman who's had to step in 2 weeks ago in the SEC championship to play left tackle for Kelvin Banks, who is injured. Tonight he's had to step in for Cameron Williams and getting a key block on another first down that continues to get Texas that much closer to the next round of these playoffs.
280+ yards on the ground in this game. 289 right now for Texas. Here's Gibson again straight ahead. That should take us down to the 2-minute timeout if Gibson's ever tackled. They finally blow it dead after a 5-yard run. Texas 2 minutes away from advancing to the quarterfinals. Up 38-24 over Clemson in this first ever college football playoff game on campus in Austin. State in Tennessee coming up next from the Shoe on ABC and ESPN. The last of our 4 first-round on-campus college football playoff games. Texas trying to run the clock out. Gibson down to the 42. Dabo Swinney has 2 timeouts left. Can use one here. So overall, as you evaluate this first round, I know for good reason a lot of people were disappointed with the outcomes of those first 2 games, but doesn't necessarily mean that people were surprised by those outcomes. Where do you stand?
I mean, I expected a little bit more competitive games. I think this game's been pretty competitive. I think Clemson's hung around, and they've definitely showed some real fight throughout the course of this game. For me, the biggest thing is, can we just enjoy this first round of playoffs? Because everybody wants to get upset. Everybody's up in arms last night. Everybody's up in arms this morning. You know, we talked to Greg Sankey before the game, and he said, this is good. It's going to get better.
Yep.
What about we get through a round of playoffs or maybe an entire playoff system before we throw our arms up and start to bellyache and be all upset? Do I expect changes and it to be better? I do. And I think especially with seeding, that's going to come very, very soon with these playoffs.
3rd down and 2. Clemson trying to keep slim hopes alive here by getting a stop. Gibson on the cutback. 2nd effort, 3rd effort, 4th effort. Finally tackled. It's going to be close.
Well, how about just the toughness, grit, no quit. And this young running back, Jared Gibson, refusing to go down, continuing to churn the legs, push, fight, whatever he can. I think he got that first down.
It looks like he did. Now the spot did not look great. And if you're a Texas fan, they're going to measure here. So it's an official timeout. Dabo will get to save his 1 timeout. I'm in agreement to going back to your point about the playoff. Yes, we need to enjoy this, but you can enjoy this and still see some disappointment in the fact that SMU and Indiana got blown out. And the question of whether they should be in, you know, that's going to be talked about no matter what.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, it is for 4th down, is you can't just pick the teams before the season.
Right.
And that's, I think, what ultimately people aren't saying that, but you're kind of in a way indicating that the teams with most NFL players and the best teams that you think going into the year are automatically better than the team that wins 11 games, like Indiana did. And SMU, which had a chance to win the ACC championship game, did not. So a short 4th down. I agree with you on the buys. I think at some point we need to just have the best 4 teams get the buys, not the 4 highest conference champs.
Very seldom do we actually agree. I like that, Dave.
So again, this is critical here because if it is 4th down, you got a decision to make. Sark's gone on 4th down twice and did not get the first down.
I think there's a chance, especially when it looks we just showed, right there and where the ball's at. We had a really good look at it. it looked as if that final effort, that ball is over where the first down yardage is needed. So
when did the whistle blow? Did they rule
right,
before
that's a great look by our camera guys. Excellent job all night. These stellar looks we've had.
It does look like you could still, sometimes you can't see the ball and then you can't overturn call on the field, but to your point, you see it right there. And it certainly looks like it's at the 39. So at least closer than where they have it spotted right now. Yeah, you didn't hear the whistle until afterwards. I'm with you. I think that's a first down ball game.
I'll tell you what, man, when you think about when Steve Sarkisian took this job, and the state of the offensive line in particular, when he took over, and he brought Kyle Flood with him, who did a great job to Alabama. And the way that they built this football team at the line of scrimmage, it's been impressive to watch. And you go back to last year and then this season, they got great receivers. They got good running backs. The defense is phenomenal. With the offensive line is why this Texas team is a legitimate threat to win a national championship. It's a complete football team, and I just appreciate the way they're built inside out. And that's been on full display here throughout the course of this ballgame.
To your point on line play, back-to-back winners of the Outland Trophy.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Please reset the clock to 1:46. It's fourth down.
If you're Sark, do you try to put it away and go for it, or do you just punt it here? You're not going to try a field goal.
No, I think he's going to keep the offense on the field. I think he's going to try to end this ball game by moving the nose of the football about 6 inches. Yeah, hard count, do whatever he possibly can. And here's the other thing. Dabo Swinney's got to make a decision too, right? Because they ran the football. Is he going to call a timeout? Does the clock not once they set the football?
They shouldn't. It wasn't a first down, right. So it should be ready for play, and there it is.
I wonder is now Dabo Swinney's going to use this timeout?
Yep. Good call. So they may put a second back on the clock. Arch Manning is in the game, by the way, right now, and we talked about this earlier. Out there, perhaps to run the ball, which we've seen a lot in short yardage situations for Texas. He hasn't really had to run it in short yardage today because their backs have been getting great yardage.
It's been the story of this football game. We said this from the onset. Expect a heavy dose of this Texas run game. That's who Sark wants to be. An offense that has balance, wins the line of scrimmage, and can line up and run the football. And they've done it to the tune of 298 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground.
Coming into the year after losing Jonathan Brooks to the NFL, C.J. Baxter ends up being out for the year. Christian Clark, an injury as well. So Trey Wisner, who had 12 carries all of last year, all of a sudden he's the go-to guy. Jaden Blue got a lot of reps early, then had some fumble issues. But both have been outstanding in this game today. Texas trying to win this here on fourth down from the 39-yard line. Breaking the huddle quickly with Arch Manning. And Manning fumbled the ball. It's on the ground. And a smart play by Manning on a live ball to at least fall on it. But Clemson will take over on downs. Down 14. No timeouts. A minute 43 left.
I don't think Arch Manning never had this snap. As Dabo Swinney fired up and excited, dapping up his players, and his defense comes up with the stop. Arch Manning just under center, just never had that snap. And just think about it. Jake Majors out right now. How many times does Arch Manning get under center and take snaps?
But again, really smart by Manning to make sure he fell on it, didn't try to pick it up or anything, because obviously that's a live ball. Clemson still only a minute and 43 to work, but down 2 touchdowns against one of the best defenses in the country. Klubnik in trouble, steps up, throws over the middle, caught, first down, Brittingstool, and he's trying to get out of bounds, and he finally does. Muhammad couldn't make the tackle, so a gain of about 27 to the 30-yard line.
Boy, what an excellent job after the catch by Brittingstool, just fighting, doing whatever he can to get out of bounds, stop this clock. Muhammad just unable to get him to the ground.
Clock starting on the snap because of that. Nice catch out of the backfield, Adams, and again running for the sideline to the 26 with 1:28 to go.
Back-to-back smart. And these pass catchers from Clemson, Brittingstool on the first play, and heads up by Keith Adams, sprinting as quickly as he can, picking up yardage, but getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
Clemson needs a touchdown, then needs to obviously recover an onside kick, score another touchdown. Ball on the Texas 26. Klubnik over the middle in traffic and through the hands of Brittingstool. Michael Taft was in the area for the Longhorns.
With Michael Taft, eyes on Kate Klubnik, the former teammates. Michael Taft knows him as well as anybody. Jumps this route. I think he gets right in the view of Brittingstool, makes it tough for him to see that ball into his hands.
Klubnik taking a shot downfield and thrown for Wesco, but out of bounds. Pass led him too far to the sideline, and it's fourth down.
Well, he caught the football, but where's the foot? Clearly, seems like he knows he's out of bounds. I applaud the effort. Goes up. Ooh, that is close.
Love to get another look at that.
That is so close. Here we get a perfect look at it here, Dave.
No.
Yeah, out of bounds. Wow. Unable to bring it in. And the ball game this season comes down to this fourth down snap.
If Texas holds, the Longhorns are moving on to the quarters. If Clemson picks up the first down or scores, it keeps its very slim hopes alive. Here in this first-round game in Austin, Klubnik has an incomplete pass, a huge hit, and it's Michael Taft, the former walk-on turned All-American, that makes a hit on the wide receiver T.J. Moore to, for all intents and purposes, end this game for Texas.
Michael Taft. What a moment for him, the former walk-on, turned second-team AP All-American. So smart, oozes with confidence. One of the true leaders of this Texas team comes up with the game-clinching play for this defense.
Ewers takes a knee. Clemson can't stop the clock. One more knee away from the quarterfinals.
Here's the fourth down. Watch him work up. Watch him come down. You're going to see T.J. Moore come across. And just the understanding of Michael Taft, working down immediately, reads the quarterback's eyes, anticipates the throw, and delivers the big hit that secures the win for the Longhorns. What a moment for Michael Taft.
It'll be from the Big 12, Arizona State against the SEC. Texas Longhorns in the quarterfinals at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Texas 38, Clemson 24. Win number 12 for the Longhorns. And Steve Sarkisian standing by with our Taylor McGregor.
Thank you. The defense coming down to Michael Taft, making that play at the end of the game. What does he mean to your group on defense?
Well, he made two good plays in a row right there. Almost got the interception, and then that play right there on the crossing route. But, hey, they made it hard on us. You know, Cade had a heck of a game, heck of a goal line stand right there earlier in the fourth quarter, and then making that stop on fourth down.
What made your rushing attack so effective tonight?
Well, we committed to it. That's probably halfway my fault before this, but we committed to it. I thought we blocked things really well, and the runners trusted it, and they were hitting it.
What did Quinn Ewers show you tonight that will be important for him to carry as you guys continue on in this playoff run?
Well, he made a lot of plays for us when they were on time, and he made a couple plays off schedule, which are critical for us as well. But I thought he managed the game beautifully. Had bad luck again on the interception, unfortunately.
When you think back of this playoff round and playing this game here, what will you remember about this scene?
I mean, it's amazing. You know, this is great for college football. I watched those other games last night and earlier today, and for us to have this environment today, I think this is amazing for college football.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to go to Laura Rutledge with Quinn Ewers.
All right, thanks so much, Taylor. Quinn, what does it mean to you tonight to get this win?
Let's go.
To get this win in front of your home crowd and be advancing in the college football playoff?
Yeah, I mean, it's an unbelievable feeling. Just so proud of this team and how we come to work every single week. You know, we dealt with some adversity in the SEC championship game, and I think we came out here and showed everybody that we earned a right to be here and deserve to be here.
Some adversity tonight, even with your O-line and Wisner dealing with injuries. What can you say about the way that the run game continued to show its power throughout this game?
Yeah, we knew if we wanted to be in a good position to win this game, we had to be able to run the ball. And, I mean, we harped on it all week, and I'm just so proud of how our front five guys and some tight ends just put in the work the past 10 days and really took heart to running the football.
We were told that you wouldn't wear your brace on your ankle, and then we saw it on there. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel great. I just did. I mean, it's not going to hurt, so I just decided to put it on.
And then now you're going to advance to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. You take on Arizona State. I'm not going to ask you to scout them, but what does it mean to you to know that you've got more life and the dreams are still ahead of you guys to win a national championship?
Yeah, man, it's everything. It's just a testament to how hard we work every single day. I'm so proud of how our defense is playing, so proud of how all these guys are playing, and like you said, we get to play more ball.
Enjoy it, Quinn.
Thank you. God bless.
Dave.
All right, Laura, touchdown pass. Over 200 passing yards for Ewers. And a dominant run game of nearly 300 yards for the Longhorns as we look at the college football playoff bracket. Brought to you by AT&T. Texas, Arizona State. A lot of people thought Texas would be a national title contender coming into the year. Nobody thought that of Arizona State. Picked last in the Big 12. Here they are in the quarterfinals in Atlanta, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
And they are playing with a ton of confidence. And Cam Scatterboo as about a physical a runner as you're going to find in all of college football. And Sam Levitt, boy, is playing outstanding down the stretch en route to the Big 12 championship. Going to be a fun matchup there in that Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
All right, we've got 3 first-round games in the books. In your opinion, of the 3 teams that won, who's looked the best, the most dangerous maybe to make a long run here in the playoffs?
Oh, that's a great question, Dave. I mean, I really thought Notre Dame, for the first 50 minutes of last night's game, looked extremely dominant against Indiana. But I mean, it's hard to say. Penn State was dominant as well. And I think at times tonight, Texas looked dominant. I think all 3 of these teams have proven that they have what it takes to make a push, to make a run in this postseason. And honestly, I think that's why there's so much intrigue with this playoff, because there isn't a clear-cut best team. There's a lot of teams that have a legitimate chance to make a long run here in this postseason, and that's what's going to be so much fun to watch these next rounds of the playoffs. So sorry I kind of gave you a stiff arm and sidestepped your question, but I think that's too tough to call. If I had to say right now at this moment, I really liked what I saw out of Notre Dame last night, but again, I think I liked what I saw out of Texas, and if they continue to run the football the way that they did tonight, they're going to have a great opportunity to make a run as well.
One more first-round game to go. Tennessee, Ohio State, later tonight, ABC, ESPN. Notre Dame beat Indiana last night in South Bend to kick off the weekend on a cold night on the Notre Dame campus. First game on ABC in some 30 years at Notre Dame. Penn State rolled over SMU to move on to the quarters. And now Texas joins the Nittany Lions. And up next, it'll be Arizona State in the quarters facing the Longhorns. For Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, Laura Rutledge, Dave Pasch. So long from Austin.
Dave, thank you. First ever meeting between Texas, Clemson going the Longhorns' way. How about the second time ever that Tennessee and Ohio State will square off? Josh Heupel, the visitor, and Ryan Day, the host. We got the Buckeyes taking on the Volunteers in less than 30 minutes over on ABC and ESPN. First time an SEC team plays at Ohio State since 1988 when LSU went to visit the shoe. And sorry, Booger, they went down. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here with you.
Where'd you get that nugget from?
That's what we do. Our guy Gil, shout out to Gil, our researcher who's done an incredible job. Speaking of incredible job, how about Texas and that running attack? 292 yards. They averaged 6 yards a carry.
Okay, it's really simple. If you look at their 11 wins, they average 189 yards rushing per game. In their 2 losses, they average about 30. Today, 292 yards. Kelvin Banks, the Outland Trophy winner, they control the line of scrimmage, Kevin. You heard Quinn Ewers talk about it. There was an emphasis put on the run game throughout the week, and the big boys up front. Anytime you rush for almost 300 yards, I hear you with the running backs, but those 5 guys up front, along with the tight end, you got to give them a lot of credit. And Sark understands this. Remember, when Sark came to Texas, he wanted to build this team like an SEC team.
Yes.
What do they do down south? They run the football. Great job by Texas running the football, establishing that type of dominance in the trenches.
They have size and depth. A little bit on Ewers, though, too. He deserves some flowers. 202 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. That INT, really not his fault. But when you saw Ewers play today, that ankle looked much better than it did in Atlanta in the SEC championship.
He's not a fast guy, but his movement skills were there. His ability to move and elude, almost like Tom Brady was in the pocket. Brady was never fast, but Brady could maneuver. His pocket presence was outstanding. I'm not comparing the two, but from a standpoint of movement, he was that today. The touchdown to Gunnar Helm, I love the fact that they got more people involved.